Well, hello and thank you for joining us. It's I'm Gary from Watch Along Leeds, and joining me this evening is
Stuart from TDT. How are you doing,
Hi
Gary?
Stuart. Are you all right?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, I've been enjoying sun.
Good
Um,
stuff.
I always like a bit of sun on me. Makes me look a bit younger.
Yeah, that's it. That's the spirit, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just give me a second while I just sort this. I've got a bit of an echo coming through, I think. Well, I'll just try and sort that out.
I've got no audio,
Um,
Gary. I promise.
yeah, uh, something that you. I can't hear you, mate. Just give me a second while I don't know why, but it's like completely. Let me change the audio over. Is that better? You hear me
I
now?
can hear you all right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was hearing myself back through the. I can still hear myself. Just going to try and mute that. Oh, I think it's picking up the speaker. That's what the microphone here, is it? Maybe. Well, it's a massive game. Difficult to see anybody else other than Manchester City winning this. Have you any thoughts?
Sorry, Gary, you just dropped out.
Speaker, something. Yeah. Okay, wait.
You better?
Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Much better.
Audio testing. Audio testing. Yeah, it's. I don't know why. It's because it lists it two or three different times. This. Right. I know why. What's going on? I know what's going on, Stu. It's because I'm watching it on YouTube. I've got a version opened on the desktop in a tab.
Oh,
It's like anything else, isn't it? When you've got all these tabs open, you just don't know what the hell's going on. So yeah, it's difficult to see who's going to win. Anybody else other than Man City winning this? Certainly, all pundits seem to be going uh, in the direction of yeah, it's Manchester City all day long. Uh, but it looks like Inter Milan's record going into this game. I think it's 8 clean sheets.
12 or something. Yeah.
Out of 12. Is that going to be a concern, do you think? Have you seen any Inter
I,
Milan games?
yeah, I watched Inter Milan v AC Milan. I watched both legs home and away. And
Hmm.
the only crumb, if you're an Inter Milan fan, the only crumb I can give them of hope is Inter Milan play like Brentford, and Brentford have bet them
Right.
twice this season.
Brent, yeah. Yeah, I see what you
So
mean. Brentford
they
have
bet up
beaten
like
Man
Brentford.
City.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
see what
same
you mean.
formation into play. Man City just couldn't handle it against Brentford. Let's just hope they've got it right this time.
I mean, I think when Leeds played them, we were at, we a lot of Leeds supporters give Allardyce a lot of stick,
Yeah,
but when we went, well, I mean, I know we got lucky, and they should have probably beaten us 6-1. But I mean,
yeah,
like Allardyce said, in the last 10 minutes, we had them playing in our own corner, wasting time to try and stop us from because the momentum back then
back
had
our
swung in
way.
our favour
Yeah,
because we hadn't done that much really during that particular game. It wasn't like the Tottenham game, and I think it's like anything else. I think if Inter sit back, they're going to get beat. They're going to have to go. I think the only way to beat City is going toe to toe with them,
yeah,
and actually man for man. And I think when Bielsa was in charge, we beat them, didn't we? Uh,
we did.
um,
Yeah, because it was Alioski's ball through to Stuart Dallas.
Stuart Dallas, yeah. So,
Yeah,
I mean, they are a beatable side, but this is the game that they don't want to be losing because honestly, it'd be tragic for them if they lost. I mean, I hope that they win.
yeah.
And I've
So
seen
do I.
some good
So do I.
things. I've seen some good things from fans this today about they've been going around laying a wreath and a scarf for Kevin and Chris over in
Good.
Istanbul, and that was nice of
That's a
them.
nice
So I think
touch.
a lot. I think we're, all Leeds fans will be urging Man City to go on and get this treble. I think, and everybody talks about the great Man United treble of '99 or whatever it is, and I mean, rivaling that. It's just another, for me. It's another Manchester club winning winning the treble, and no other. Am I right in saying there's probably only Liverpool who've done it? That would be back in '60s. Um,
Back well before
but,
I was born, Kerry. Yeah, well before I was born, mate. Probably well before you were born and all.
well, well before I was born, mate. I'll tell you, yeah, definitely. Although sometimes I feel like I'm that old anyway. But
Yeah, well,
yeah, I mean,
that's not it.
I think it's. Are you watching it on live TV then, Stu?
On
So
BT Sport, so I can pause mine,
you can
and I can
pause.
sync up with you. Yep, I can sync up with you.
We'll do that then. Yeah, we'll do
Yeah,
that before we get
it's a
started.
lot better. It's a lot better if
Yeah,
that way.
yeah, it's
That
always
way we're not
helpful.
spoiling it for each other, and we can both react at the same time. And I look, I said this, I said this to what you calling it, to Titch on Amos Fans United. I says, look, it don't matter who it is. English, I would always support an English club in Champions
Oh
League.
God, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd have loved to watch that West Ham game against Fiorentina, but I'm afraid, I was working the following morning, so I'm like, I don't really don't. I can't wake up and watch that.
It were really
Otherwise,
good.
otherwise, I mean, we're in. Just to let you know, I mean, we're in final week of school here, so summer holidays around the corner. I'll be home next week, so pretty pleased. It's been a long, hard year, I'll tell you. After all this COVID nonsense, I mean, over here, it's still not. We're still not back to normal fully, 100% yet. But yeah, I mean, I think I think you've got a root for any English club
No, of course you have. Of course you have.
that gets
Unless it's
to.
Man United. I won't root for Man United, Gary. Or Chelsea.
Well, I mean, when they won it in '99, I was rooting for them. I think,
Oh, yeah?
and oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, just because I think it's like, oh, else in it. Who were Bayern Munich, wasn't it? They were playing Bayern Munich, wasn't it, back in '99? Um, was it Bayern Munich? Who did
Yeah.
that? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah,
it
what
was,
about
wasn't
Munich?
it? Yeah. So I mean, it's England and Germany. I mean, you've got to think. You got to think. Come on, you got to bring it back. Bring trophy back to England.
Well, I would have been 18 back in 1999 when this,
Yeah,
because I was born in August, so I would have been 18. But
yeah.
I were ready for fatherhood and everything at 18.
Oh yeah.
So, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I met my wife. Had two children to a previous marriage. My
Mm,
wife was 26 at the time. I was 18.
mm.
Um, so still with her now, and I'm 42.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Congratulations.
42. Yeah,
Well, you're the same age as
what?
me then. So, I mean, I remember that game. And I
You're
think
just better looking, Gary. You're just better looking.
I don't think so, Stu. I mean, I keep,
Yeah,
moisturizer must be paying off.
yeah. Something I forgot to
I mean,
use.
hey, I've got a 1 year old here. that were a surprise.
I bet it was. I bet it was. So 40,
Um,
so 41 year old, you've had your kid. Is that your first child?
yeah, first, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. It's the only child, mate. I tell you. I said to the wife, I said, that's it. Over here, I mean, it cost for birth. It cost about 4 grand. That's with
Well,
all
for
after
all medical.
mm, for all hospital treatment and all that.
I would have said, can you put it back, please? You know what I mean?
I tell you what. I mean, but in global standards, that's cheap money. But the level of care that she received was unbelievable. So, I'm like, it was a bit of a shock to say the least.
Can I
He has
imagine it will
appeared, he
be?
has appeared on a stream with me as Wilfred, and she brought him in one evening, and she had to go and sort the laundry out and all this sort of thing. And he came in on the stream, and he's just like looking at all toys Daddy's got. I'm like, now don't touch anything, will you? That's all I get from him. So, but yeah, I mean, I remember that game. It was an incredible game, and we all sort of thought, they've blown it, and they ended up getting two real quick goals right at the death, and I think it was the game that enshrined Solskjaer in Old Trafford
Yes, it was.
history, wasn't it? The babyface assassin. That's what they all used to
Superstar,
call him.
that's what I called him. He always come off at bench, didn't
Yeah, always came off the bench.
he? Mm.
He'd always nick Man United a goal, and I mean, I always thought he was a great player, and I always thought, why don't he get more game time? And Fergie were obviously just, we've given him game time, and he's not as effective. He's effective when he comes off the bench, and sure enough, I mean, that were a team and a half for that United team.
Fergie and Wenger were miles ahead of any other manager at that time.
Oh God,
Um,
yeah.
you know what I mean? I mean, it was Wenger who brought in all his sports science and stuff, wasn't it? And I think Sam Allardyce did the same thing.
Allardyce were there. He were one at first. Wenger were all about sexy football. Allardyce were all about up it up the other end, go chasing after it, and hope you get a goal.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, you're managing a club like, who is it, Bolton Wanderers, or you're managing Arsenal, and who's going to sign the most attractive players? It's going to be Arsenal every day of the week, isn't it? I mean, Thierry Henry, I remember being Go Ellen Road at that time. Thierry Henry, Perez, Ray Parlour, Keown. They had some quality players. Bergkamp, and that were the Invincibles that year, wasn't it? I think, and they were just unbelievable, and you just knew. You thought, we're gonna put a side out here. We'll get beat. We'll be looking. I mean, we had a decent side. We had a decent side at that time. A very, very good side. But Dennis, some of the stuff Dennis Bergkamp did on the ball, you're just like, what are you going to do against that?
I can't remember the score. I remember it being at Ellen Road. I think it was five. I think it was. It went to 5-1. We were losing like 4-5-1, and I thought that was the only game I've ever walked out of at that time. It's the only other game I've walked out. I wasn't feeling great anyway. My dad worked the car park. Where all special buses go, and coaches park and stuff. So I got his season. Well, I went on his season ticket, and it was the first ever game I walked out of before the final whistle. But then when I come home, I told myself I'll never do that again.
Yeah, was that against Arsenal? Was it? Or
yeah, Arsenal. Yeah. They just tore us apart. We want a contest.
No. I mean, even back then, you think, to watch us suffer and get beat like that. I mean, and then you think, well, actually, you know what? It is an Arsenal team on top of the game, and nobody's going to stop them. I think
Yeah.
that season won title. They were just outrageous. Some of the stuff they were doing on the pitch, and I remember watching Perez, Thierry Henry, Parlour, and you're just like, Christ Almighty, how are you going to get anything out of that lot? It
Tony
was,
Adams at that time as well. Tony Adams, I think he was, wasn't he? Big
it,
Tony Adams at centre back.
I think he might have been there. Yeah. Hiya, Michael. Got
Hiya,
Michael.
Michael. Hope you're doing well.
All right. Yeah, I think the Tony Adams. And who would the other centre back be?
He no.
We'll have to. I'm racking my brains. It'll be one of Wenger's random signings.
He liked his French players, did Wenger, didn't he?
Well, of course, yeah. Uh, I mean, they were always in and about the World Cup, weren't they? So yeah, we've got Man City who got absolutely thumped Real Madrid, didn't they, in their two-leg
Yeah.
qualification. We're getting some pictures now coming through of the stadium, and a lot of Man City fans there, Stu.
Yeah, it's on a break at in England at the moment, but I saw all Man City fans with white flags and blue flags flying away.
Mm.
Yeah, for the biggest team in their history, innit? Let's be honest. It's the biggest team in their history.
It's a huge game. I mean, I don't, did I hear something along the lines of they've never actually played each other at all. It's the first game between the two clubs.
Yeah.
That I don't know if that's right or not. Michael says. Michael says, let's have a little Leeds. Of course, this is going to dominate the day's proceedings for us, isn't it? Apart from this match, but
Yep.
49ers takeover. I hope that they carry on the policy of Rads and Orta of buying good young talent like Joffy, Somerville, Joseph, Perkins, Drama, Nonto, Helder, which has served as well. I've said what I've said about this takeover. I think I'm still skeptical. I still think there's a lot of unanswered stuff. And I mean, in that live stream that I did the other day, I was sat there thinking to myself, what if there's a part of Rad Razani and he's one of one of these anonymous 60 investors now? That nobody's sort of thought about. I mean, I can't think for a second that that's the case, but you never know. But the company setup and the structure, I think it's just about learning more, isn't it? Learning more about them, and two things are going to tell us either. It's going to either be them coming out and telling us and being transparent, or time.
I think it'll be time, if I'm honest.
I think
Right,
so.
secretive, aren't they? Really secretive.
Well, you look around online, and like I said, it's all hush hush, closed doors, and
Yes, 100%.
there's no social media. I haven't seen any website. That might be a lie, actually. I've seen a website domain name, but it was leading to something that was just completely irrelevant anyway. We've got the opening show on at the moment, and I don't know who that is.
See, over here, it's how much you not on BT Sport?
Yeah.
In the UK, it's still on a break, believe it or not. No,
yeah, they've got an opening show on at the moment. That's what we're looking at. It's some guy with. It's not familiar to me, but it's sponsored by Pepsi.
This one's sponsored by Heineken.
Is it?
In UK, it's sponsored by Heineken.
So in UK it shows Heineken.
Yep.
In Indonesia it shows Pepsi.
Must be
But
must be something to do with drink laws over in
I,
Indonesia.
I heard I heard that they are doing that. The sports broadcasters in some of these drier countries, that they can actually manipulate the advertising hoardings to show something that's not offensive.
Right.
Uh, uh, but I mean, people drink over here anyway. You know,
Yeah.
they drink Heineken. You know, there's a lot of quite a few international branded lagers. There's a lot of local lagers, and it's quite in terms of society. You know, it's probably one of the more liberal countries with a majority Muslim population. So you know, a lot of locals drink and smoke. So it's like, it's
What's
like
the laws like over in Indonesia then, Gary?
oh, slack, mate. I mean, it depends what laws you're talking about. But like for this, I'm looking at it. It's showing, you know, the advertising hoardings are all showing Pepsi. So you're showing it. It's showing Heineken. Is it Heineken?
Heineken, yeah. At the moment, I've got it on a split screen. It's showing you the woman
Yeah.
who's dancing away at the stadium,
Mm.
the Murfield in Manchester, one of their fan parks, and the San
Yeah.
Siro in Milan.
All right. Right. So they've got yeah. We've just got a girl in uh, the kickoff show. She's in wearing a blue crop top
Yes.
outfit, and she's in the middle of the. She's doing a bit of shake, a bit of twerking, and all the rest of it. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting the different versions of the same event that we're getting here, isn't it?
Yeah, on the stadium, it's got the Pepsi logo. On the actual on the platform she stood on, it's got the Pepsi logo.
Yeah, yeah. The advertising hoardings around the pitch. What are those showing?
Nothing at the moment.
No, because according to me, they're all showing Pepsi brands. So Pepsi are obviously the big major sponsor this time. I mean, in the past it's been Coca Cola, so maybe some wars of soda drink wars there.
All Pepsi on advertising
Yeah,
holdings as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It might be pretty similar.
Well, um ch- conference UEFA conference final. Where West Ham are sponsored by Betway. They
Yeah,
weren't allowed to have any logos on the shirts. No, there were none of that Betway on the shirts. It was just blank.
was it?
Mm.
Where was that final then?
Um,
That was
Czech Republic, Prague.
it was in Prague, was it? Oh, right,
Mm.
wow. So I mean, there's a lot of like local variances in betting laws and all that sort of thing, isn't there? So, but I believe that the Premier League are removing betting companies from the front of uh, team shirts anyway next season. Um, but I also think it's the government bending the Premier League's ear over a number of things and putting oversight in, and the Premier League trying to appease the government and do anything they can to stop any oversight.
Do you know what would be really interesting? The Premier League, the actual FIFA, English FA's Premier League books to look at, see
Yeah.
what how much money they make a year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's supposedly a registered charity,
Mm.
but these borders, if you landed top job on board of directors there, you're talking 6, 7 figure sums. A lot of them guys will
Yeah,
be earning more than the prime minister as a salary.
that's mad, isn't it?
Um, yeah, 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 absolutely bonkers. I mean, uh, the thing about charities, and I've seen through a lot of charities in over the years, like when you actually go into finding out what the boards of directors and management are earning. I mean, it's phenomenal money,
Mm.
absolutely phenomenal. Heart Foundation was one of them that came up. A number of other charities, and when you do actually do a bit of reading up on it, players are in the tunnel. By the way, they're just
Yeah,
getting
they're in on
lined
our
up.
end as well.
So we're they're talking sort of anywhere from £250,000 upwards, for a charity. I'm like, how can they warrant taking £250,000 or more
Working for a
when you're
charity.
supposed to be a charity worker? But these folk in shops, some people there, they're. I remember once I was going around the local town, and I got approached to make a donation and stuff like that, and they're like, "Oh yeah, actually, are you looking for a job?" Blah blah blah. I was unemployed at the time, and I was like, "Well, yeah, actually, I've come out of job centre and blah blah blah, been to see a consultant, blah blah blah." And she's like, "Oh yeah, we're looking for staff. It's about 13 quid an hour." I'm like, 13 quid an hour. All you're doing is bloody handing out flyers and asking folk for donations, and you're getting
Yeah,
30 quid an hour for that. I thought charity. They should be doing it for free.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? It kind of defeats the object of or the concept of charity, doesn't it? But I don't know who this guy is. They're bringing the trophy
trophy
out
out.
onto the pitch. Um, but I'm getting like commentary in a couple of different languages here. So
He's playing the piano now.
is it? Oh,
Yeah, someone playing the piano.
oh is it?
Adam Gregory, something. Must be a
All
famous
right,
pianist. This is
pianist. Go
pianist.
on.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Here they come out.
There's a lot of fluff involved in this. In this final. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
getting the piano pictures now, so it looks like I'm a good 20 seconds behind you at least. Adam Georgi.
yeah, that's it. Georgi.
And that football, wow. That's a football and a half, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, Stu, just to let you know that the video that I made earlier on
It
for the
really good.
start, well, it's difficult to try and get the because you've got to get the team lineups right. So it's a case of preparing most of the video, then copying and pasting the team lineups straight into the video, and you end up. I thought, oh, should I use the Champions League music? And I'm like, no, better not, because if you use that, you'll end up with a copyright strike.
Copyright strike.
So it actually turns out that it's the Champions League or UEFA have literally nicked it, and apparently it's a song that has been used in British coronations, and
Wow.
it traces back a very very long time in Brit. It's been used in every coronation. Obviously, the lyrics are changed, so that's why I put that particular song in that little opening sequence video. In case anybody watches it on the playback, there is a story. I saw a YouTube short about it with a guy telling a story about it. Maybe if I find it again, I'll put it in the what description. Rodrigo and Stones, Grealish, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, and then Haaland up front for
What a team.
Manchester City. And Henderson, Ake, Ruben, Akanji at the back. That's an unbelievable team, isn't it? I mean, I can't honestly see it can't. Inter Milan can't win this, can the Stu?
I doubt it. I don't think so.
No,
I don't think
no.
so. I really don't. But I'll tell you what is a big surprise with the Inter Milan team, but no one Lukaku is on bench, is it?
Yeah, yeah. I think I mentioned. Did I mention that earlier? I was going to mention it. I probably forgot to mention it, but yeah, you're right. But he's a player that's hot and cold, isn't he? You know,
Yeah.
he can show up and he'll do nothing, literally nothing for weeks on end, and then suddenly you'll get a little run of games out of him, and then he'll just disappear. He'll go AWOL. I mean, what's the deal with that? Is he on loan from Chelsea, or have
Yeah,
they
it's on
bought him?
loan from Chelsea.
Or Onana, Bastoni, Acerbi, Damian at the back, Brozovic, Barella. I can't pronounce some of those. It's gone off my it's gone off my
I'm going to
screen
pause
already.
mine, Gary, to just getting ready around the circle. It looks like Inter Milan are ready to kick off. I'm going to pause mine, so if you let me know when, as soon as they kick off, I'll press my play button.
Yeah, okay. So we're just looking at an aerial shot of the stadium. They are around the centre circle. The Man City players have had a little huddle. Referees in the middle, and both teams are now just taking up the positions on the field. And kick off. There we go.
There we go. We're in sync. There we go. We're all lined up as well. That's brilliant.
Are we? All right, okay.
Yep. Yep.
So
It's just gone back to the keeper.
I think I said it's approximately 20, 25 seconds, something like that. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Clock's just come on 15, 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, we're on 20
19,
now.
20. Yeah,
Yeah,
spot on.
yeah,
Good.
spot on. But the game itself is probably a few seconds ahead of where we're looking at.
Yeah.
So just to let you know that if you're watching it on catch up, we do try and sync it, so it's all nice. Man City have a throw in away on the
And
right
long
hand side.
Helen's going to be key for them today, definitely.
Who's that? Sorry.
Erling Haaland's going to be key for
Oh
Man
yeah,
City.
yeah, yeah.
Here comes he
Oh, and
slips at the time.
Zeko, has he slipped and injured himself there?
It looked like he twisted his ankle a little bit, didn't he?
Josep Guardiola. Josep Guardiola
Yeah, he slips at the wrong time, bless him.
slipped there.
Like
Yeah.
he says, I mean, you brought it up to me, Gary. Didn't know Deco played for Inter Milan? It's a
Yeah,
shock. It's a big shock, isn't it? I mean, I didn't. I mean, I knew he played for them after when I watched the AC Milan game, but before that, I didn't know. Didn't know
I
myself.
met him. I met him years ago at Carrington, and it was a little Italian fella who was in charge of him at the time. What's his name?
Roberto Marcini.
Mancini. Yeah, Mancini. So I took the because I'm so nice. I took the wife on a little field trip. We went over to Carrington, and I said, "Come, we'll go see if we can find Rooney and see if they're training." Anyway, that weekend they were playing away at Swansea, and it turned out that so we were like, "Well, we can't go catch any Man United players. Let's see if there's anybody in at Man City." I think I told you these stories before, haven't I? But yeah, Zeko were one of them coming out of training, and a lot of good stories there. So yeah, nice fella. He stopped and give a couple of autographs and all that sort of thing. They have that every day from. Oh, Alan's in! Oh my
Alan,
god!
no,
Oh,
unlucky. Were you
oh,
offside? Did the go up?
no
No,
sign of any flag. No.
no sign at all. Do you know that
Inzaghi.
referee? That referee of this game. He also
Yeah.
He also refereed the World Cup final.
Did he?
It's the same referee. Yes. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just offside.
Was he just? Oh yeah, there was a flag there. Yeah. Yeah. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. I mean, it was pretty poor by Ireland. Do you think he knew he were offside, or
I think so. I think it was
yeah,
just a shot in anger, wasn't it?
he squandered that shot there? It was, and that's a he certainly squandered that. I mean, it went high and wide, and no good
An
for
injury
Haaland.
for
Is
an
it?
head
Yeah,
injury. Referee stopped game straight away.
yeah. Just trying to
It's
find
interesting
out.
to see. It's interesting to
Barella, I
see
think, is
Milan
it?
playing out for back.
Yeah, is it Barella? Did he get? Did he make contact with him then?
A little bit of a flick, won it. A little bit of a flick, one off series.
I mean, it's when you talk about football at this level, I always find there's an over dramatisation of any kind of injury or
Yeah.
any sort of touch or uh, clip, and they're going down. They're going down like someone's hitting with a sniper.
Do you think, Gary? I mean, look, like I didn't want to get relegated from Premier League. Don't get me wrong, but do you think that now that we're in Championship, it's sort of like a good thing for Leeds? You know, because you don't have VAR in Championship, do they? So that won't
I,
be spoiling game.
no, no. Uh, Gundogan, hang on a minute. Shoot,
There we come.
good question. Uh, I honestly think it's Rodri there on the right hand side. He's into 18-yard box, and he clips one into
Oh, a lot
just
close.
flashes past the black back post. I think it's Rodri. That is it.
Bernardo.
Bernardo, beg your pardon. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Um, yeah. There's a bit of me, Stu, that actually thinks we've literally tried our best to get relegated from that season. I honestly think that part of me is that get we'll do whatever it takes to get relegated, but make it look like that we're not trying to get relegated. Do you know what I mean? And I mean, it's probably just so you just think back against some games, the Bamford miss, uh, the Bamford penalty, the other misses that he had, and the goals that we've managed to concede.
Mm.
Um, and it makes me wonder, because wherever there's money, there's corruption, isn't there? And it makes me wonder if, and I think we've discussed this, or I've discussed it in the past, and that have the 49ers bent a few players' ears over one or two things over the because they've been in the club for 5 years, is it? Quietly,
2018 first coming.
quietly acquiring these shares of Radrazani.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder if a couple of players have had their head turned about, performance, play in, uh, etc. And the reason for that is, of course, we can all point to saying, well, we get relegated, it's going to cost them less to buy Radrazani out,
Well, a lot less. 300 million less.
a lot less. So
Mm.
it makes me wonder whether we have actually tried our best to get relegated. But Radrazani as well, uh, has he made it like that? Is he involved in it? If that's the case, and is he doing it on the basis of, well, you can buy me out, but I'm going to I want 50% of the parachute payments.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Example, right? It's purely hypothetical, right? Because we've got. I mean, I don't know how much parachute payments are. It's a lot of money, and it makes me wonder if between them, they're thinking, well, yeah, let's just get relegated. It'll be best for us all round, from a financial point of view, and the point of view of we're still maintaining most of the squad. The talented players, we've got a lot coming through the academy that we've not used this season.
Yeah.
Players coming back from loan teams, you're going to get back up in the Premier League if we get a decent manager in. You don't need to worry too much about a director of football. Um, I mean, this director of football role, it seems to me, I mean, going back in the day, I can't remember it ever being such an important or ever being discussed in the running of a football club. But, it was always sort of maybe the chairman, the manager, uh, etc., a couple of scouts, and that'd be about it. Then suddenly we get director of football role, and that's where Orta came in, innit? What has his hand been in this whole debacle? Because I'm pretty convinced there's more. There's more to it than a lot of Leeds fans realise. Than even I realise. And unless these buggers get put under investigation, we're never going to get to know truth. But in a nutshell, will we be better off? Yeah. Inter are breaking forward. It's 4-on-4.
Look how quick Man City have got back, though. Look how quick they got back.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well-oiled machine, that Man City team,
They're running around like it's the first game of the season, aren't they?
Yeah. It'll be. And Man City are in possession as well. They're playing a lot of possession. And they've got Grealish out on left-hand side, I think, there, aren't they?
Yeah. Grealish on left and Bernardo on right.
Bernardo on right. And De Bruyne sort of on that inside left position.
It looks like De Bruyne has been given free runner, just putting himself wherever he wants to go.
Wherever he wants, yeah, just a floating role. I think this time, Stu, from going back to Leeds, it's a case of this time getting relegated isn't too much of a problem because there's money in the bank. We're backed now. We don't need to rely on anybody for any banks or anything like that. Whereas you see back then under Ridsdale, oh my God, that's dodgy goalkeeping from the Man City goalkeeper. Deary me. I think he thought it was going out for a corner and he's waiting for it to come down. It didn't. And he's had his toes stood on there, I think, the goalkeeper. And John Stones needs to be a bit careful there. Has it gone out? No, it hasn't gone out. I don't think it's difficult. He rolled it down the front of his body, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, wow. Moments. Fine margins, this game. Yeah, back then, Ridsdale went down. You see, Ridsdale got all this finance, and the banks were just throwing money at him based on Leeds going on and winning Champions League or the title. You see, the trouble was there were quite a few decent sides in the league at that time, and we got to Champions League semi-final, I think. And when that didn't happen, the team just sort of fell apart, didn't it? That following season, was it there's something about we managed to win about 3 home games and lost every game away? It was an atrocious season. It was a terrible season. And then literally the whole lot had to be disbanded. There were a fire sale that was nowhere near enough to clear the debts. And we ended up, the club just went into a free fall. I don't think the free fall's going to happen like it did last time. We're 3-on-3 at the minute. That's a big ball into the back.
Big cross. On a ball in Milan. Good defending by Ake.
Yeah, did well there.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. We're nowhere near in as much of a financial crisis as what we were in when we
No.
went down. It,
Go on.
yeah, I just think I think I mean, still, let's be honest, he were a bit mad, wasn't he? Were a bit mad with when it come to funds. He were, I mean, but I remember him. All the blame ended up at David O'Leary's feet.
Yeah, it did, and we then start that. Was it Peter Reid, George Graham? Uh, I mean, there were at one point we had Terry Venables managing the team.
Yeah,
Uh, terrible, terrible Terry,
it was
former
terrible,
England
wasn't it?
manager.
It was terrible.
I mean, I don't know if he's still in and about the game, but it'd be interesting to find out what he's up to. Those "where are they now" moments. But today I watched. Well, I'll tell you what about that later on. But current weather in Istanbul: 21 degrees, partly cloudy, and no chance of any rain. So perfect conditions for football.
23 degrees in UK, and it's
So, yeah,
£8:15 at night.
yeah, 21 in Istanbul. Lovely.
Lovely.
That's lovely, lovely that. But 23 back at home, is it? Bradford, is it?
Yes,
God.
yes,
Yeah, apparently temperature's cranked up a bit, hasn't it?
yeah.
Really?
I like it, but it don't like me for some reason.
No, well, it's a swine for things like hay fever, isn't it? When you get hot
Mm.
weather, my brother suffers from that, and he when it comes to this time of year, you got all these different types of pollen, causes him no end of trouble. But today in Jakarta, it were about 32, 33, so a red hot sunny day. It's
I don't know how you
always
manage. I don't know how you manage it.
a simple air conditioning, mate. Air conditioning. I've got my air conditioning unit on up here. It's perfect. It's about 27 out there at the minute. So, but yeah, we're not doing a right good job of commentating on this, are we? Do we have
No,
anybody in?
don't know. Do we?
Yeah, we do. It's showing too. It could be my brother just tuning the device on something like that. I don't know. You never know, do you? At 16 minutes 15 in, and it's still 0-0. Man City seem to have had the better parts of the opening quarter of this game. I think
I'll go
16
along
minutes
with that.
30. Yeah,
But man, they do look threatening doing Milan
yeah.
when
They've they've
when they
just
go on the
started. They've
break.
just started coming into this game. I think, Inter.
Mm.
They're not going to be into. I mean, they've got there for a reason. They've got every right to be there, haven't they? You don't get to the Champions League final by having a load of easy games. But Man City made it look easy against Real Madrid, eh?
They did. That was mad. That game. I watched that. And it was
Oh,
crazy.
oh, unbelievable. I'll tell you what though, I do miss those European nights at Ellen Road. Oh, couldn't beat it. The atmosphere was unbelievable. I mean, the atmosphere was just unbelievable back then. You know, uh, get the flags out, the scarves, and all the rest of it. Perfect.
I mean, I only went to one Champions League game, and that were at home against Besiktas.
Was it? Yeah, yeah. I went. I think I went to. I think I went to all of them. So you see, I had
Yeah, I
a
went to
season
the
ticket,
Besiktas game.
but my dad loved it going there. Like so, of course we had to go. That was it. It's, Man City in possession. Okay,
Looking at
just
about well at back out there.
yeah. Haaland with a little nod down to Jack Grealish. He's been forced out to the corner flag. He's trying to win a corner, Jack Grealish, but there's a bit of a battle on in the
It's
corner
like
there.
little V large, isn't it? It's like
Yeah,
little V large, isn't it? Look at
yeah,
size. Inter Milan player.
It
He
must be
looks like a
massive
big.
because I mean Jack Grealish is a big lad, you know. De Bruyne wins a corner for Man City. He must be massive, that bloke, because Jack Grealish is a big guy, isn't he? I mean, he's not much shorter than Haaland, I don't think.
Not so
And
much.
Jack,
He's got his calf muscles are brilliant.
yeah, yeah.
I wish I had calf muscles like that. I tell you.
Yeah. Oh, and they're trying to break forward here,
Milan, look at this.
but
Well
there's a
done.
nice little interception, and I think it's Gund. Is it
Bernardo
Bernardo
Silva again.
that makes the
Yeah.
interception there, and that was a very, very important interception from him. Good bit of tracking back from Bernardo.
Well cut out by Inter Milan. Inter Milan come over
Yeah.
halfway line.
Where's the rest
On
of
the left side.
Inter Milan threatening the edge of the 18-yard box as a shot, but it's Latoro, is it?
I think so. Wild shot that, wasn't it?
Wild, yeah.
About what 35 yards out.
Yeah. It's a big, big shot.
I am wide.
Who? What number is he? That Latoro. Did he get his shirt number?
Is it
That's
32?
how. 32. Oh yeah. You see, it's Demarco. It's listed as Demarco on here.
Marco.
Yeah.
Just let me dog out.
Go for it.
There you go, bitch, man. I'll tell neighbours to stop bloody cutting the grass. Oh, we come close, dog. Of course, dog. Oh, there we go. I'm back.
Where's the rest of
real having back door by the desk. It's great.
Yeah. Where's the rest of the crew tonight? Then are they?
Lee's still not 100%. He's getting there. He's getting better, but he's sleeping it off.
Yeah.
Best doing 40 minutes like this.
Yeah. So weather's playing a bit of havoc, is it?
Yeah.
Breathing.
Yeah.
Does he have a bit of hay fever then, or?
He's always struggled with his breathing anyway.
Yeah.
So he's a big lad, Gary. You know what I mean? It's a really big, lad. So.
Big guy, yeah. Well, Inter Milan are probing, and they are starting to press Man City a little bit.
Yeah, they're putting them under pressure, aren't they? They're not letting them have it all their own way.
They're not letting them have it all their own way. They are actually stopping Man City from, or they are actually putting them under a little bit of pressure, but they're not committing too many men forward at the moment. Grealish on left. Okay.
Yeah, just over halfway line.
Aye.
Here comes Bernardo. I love Bernardo the way he glides across pitch.
Nice little bit of interchange there.
This could be Gundogan's last game for Man City.
Yeah,
well,
I was reading this today. Yeah. Oh, Grealish, ball's in the box. Ake's come up to try and support him, but it's deflected, and there's a man down at the moment. It's an Inter Milan player. Halfway between the
DiMarco.
centre circle, it's Demarco. He's down between the halfway line and the 18-yard box in the Inter half. And we're not sure what's happened there.
So look, he got stepped on.
It's like he's been stomped on by Gundogan, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
what were naughty.
Nasty one, that. Yeah, I mean, I saw a bit of talk today that it's Pep Guardiola has a policy about over 30s, and Gundogan's 30 odd.
Right.
And they're all about getting rid of him. I'm like, the guy's just won you the FA Cup.
Yeah.
You know, he's had an outstanding season for him. Apparently, I mean, I haven't watched many Man City games, but he's been in the thick of it and selling him.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, like Arsenal.
Yeah,
It's with Xhaka. He they had all time in the world to sell him when he threw his when he swore at his own fans and stuff. They
yeah,
kept
yeah,
him. He's had a really good season, and now we get rid of him.
yeah, yeah.
Mad.
Weird, isn't it? But there were a bit of talk about Guardiola and how he bins off some of these decent players like Jesus, sent him down to Arsenal, sent a couple of other players off, and they still, decent players, got rid of them, and they still ended up potentially triple winners.
Yeah,
Have you seen the subs, Stu? I think it's about 12 subs they're allowed, I think, on this. Or they've got 12
yeah.
subs on the subs bench. I mean,
They've both got some good players to come off at bench. Both of them have got some threatening
oh,
players.
yeah. Jack Grealish is brought down as a foul. And I think. Bloody hell, I should have got to sleep earlier. Yeah, they've taken it fairly quickly, but I think Inter were trying to get him to re-spot the ball there for a second.
One thing you can say about Italian teams, though, they're well organised, aren't they?
They're well
You know,
oiled and they're hard to beat. That I always
yeah,
find with Italian sides, De Bruyne's through, but he slipped.
slipped. Oops, that was costly.
They're always well oiled and they're very disciplined, but they're always a very hard, uh, a very hard team to beat. But I mean, they finished. I think they finished third. I missed what happened there. Has he crossed the ball in? They finished third, I think, in Serie A. But the team there, the team in Serie A this year, of course, is I think the great success story is Napoli, isn't it? By
Yeah,
the sound of it. And I mean, talking of Italy and Italians, we've got Radrizzani going after Sampdoria. And it turns out he's been backed by the 49ers to do that.
do it. Yeah,
Uh,
is that
and
to
and
get him out of the club, Gary?
well, I think so. But you see, everybody were going mad about that Ellen Road charge,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
I remember.
and we don't even know for a fact if that's actually what happened. But getting a bridging loan, even if it's just for a few weeks while money comes through, it just shows that all right, a lot of folk don't realise that it's all right. People, and Alan's in.
Alan
Oh,
shoots.
at the
Oh, what a
keeper.
save! What a save
What?
by Onana. What a great save. He were right. I know it were right action, but he started to get his hand down. Here
Yeah.
comes Jack.
Ugh.
Oh, unlucky.
Jesus Christ. In case you're wondering why I'm yawning, if you're watching on replay, it's 2:28 in the morning.
Is that what time it is?
Yeah, 2:28. Yeah.
Wow. You must be mad.
And Leeds lad, out Erling Haaland. Yeah,
Yeah, Leeds fan.
he didn't need to do very much there, did he? But he did enough, and Haaland's chance goes begging.
I think they thought he were going to score all Man City fans. I
Oh,
thought he
there.
were going to score, to be honest.
He should have just leathered it straight in top corner. Yeah, I mean, Radrizzani, everybody sat there talking about how, oh, they're worth this much, they're worth that much. It's like, hang on a minute. How are they even worth this much? How are they worth that much? And we know how things are in America. Everything gets a bit inflated and overhyped and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
De
it does.
Bruyne,
Yeah.
oh, I think it took a
Mm.
little deflection, and then Anna picked up the ball. Classic De Bruyne picks up the ball, cuts inside, and hits the player's shoulder as it goes through. Takes a bit of sting out of the shot, I think. Um, oh, and Inter a bit disorganised at the minute, and Man
What,
City are
what was
having
that?
all the pressure, but they're just struggling to find that little bit of quality to get themselves a goal ahead. Inter are attacking here. Zeko. And he's pushed in the back by Ake. Goes down rather theatrically, does Edin Dzeko. De
Does it
Bruyne's
look
down
like
as
De
well.
Bruyne's having a problem?
Eh?
Looks like De Bruyne's got a major problem. He doesn't
Yeah.
stay down for now, does he?
No.
Just showing it a shot again. Could he have done any better with it? I think he could have done,
Yeah, he could. He probably just lost his balance, probably just going a bit too quick. Didn't have much control on the shot, I don't think. De Bruyne's struggling, and it looks like, I don't know if it's his knee or what. It might be.
Yeah, it's not looking good for
Might
him.
be a knee problem or a hamstring problem.
Yes, his hamstring. He's holding his hamstring.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a big call bringing young Phil Foden on in a final
Mm.
with only 30 minutes of the game played.
Well, I mean, it's a good substitution. He's a England international, plenty of experience. I think stick him on, he'll be all right. I won't be too worried. I rate Foden. I think he's a good player. Still, he has a
Yeah, I do like him.
box of tricks, plenty of speed. Pep's out there giving them a bit of instruction, and the atmosphere just looks incredible. Yeah, I mean, 5.1 million is what she's worth. Apparently, the group's worth nearly 6 billion. But like, oh yeah, we're the richest club in blah blah. No, we're not. We're not. We're literally a cog in a money making machine. I think.
Well, they've bought it to did an investment company, aren't they? They bought it to
An
make money on.
investment company. They're not there. They're not there to yeah, all right, try and bring success to the club and all the rest of it. But the ultimate goal is going to be extracting whatever they can out of the
Yeah,
club.
that's the way. That's the way in it.
Whether that be by, and I mean, I said this in my YouTube shorts that I pumped out today. Whether it be by hook or by crook, the fans really, they're not worth out. The money's in corporate sponsorship,
Yeah, yeah.
and television rights, and that kind of thing. And of course, the wheeling and dealing of players, because players are assets really to football clubs. They're nothing more, and because they're worth that much, and the journalists are saying, "Oh yeah, they're worth this much." That doesn't mean they've got £6 billion sat in a bank account waiting to lavish on Leeds United. I think it's going to be an interesting one as to what action we see in the next, and how quickly we see that action. That'll tell us quite a bit, I think. But a couple of them have come out today, haven't they? Farag has he's been quoted as saying, I don't want to be seen as an American, or I don't want us to be seen as an investment company. I want us to be seen as Leeds United, part of Leeds United. No,
Yeah.
I get that. I get that. I understand that. But after Adrazani and the stuff that he spouted off, we've seen it before. Leeds fans won't be fooled. I don't think. I don't think we'll be fooled by them. I hope that they come and that I hope that they've because now that he's walked, it was clear that he didn't give a monkeys in the last 6 months. From my point of
No,
view, his level of involvement has been minimal. He's come in and sacked a couple of players and hope that he sacked a couple of folk in the hope that that keeps us up, and it's just not been enough.
sometimes
There's
though, Gary, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, is it?
not in. I mean, I've seen people today commenting that we could be called the Leeds United 49ers. And I was going to actually title one of the streams that today. I was like, should I call this video the Leeds United 49ers stream? And I've seen, lots of fan art and all this other stuff on the supporters page. I'm like, oh my God, red, white, and blue badges and all this sort of stuff. I don't. I mean, I hope it works out well. Like everybody else, I hope that they do. Oh, here we go.
No, De Bruyne's really struggling. It's had to walk right off the pitch. No, he's done. He's had
Yeah,
it. He's done.
he's had it. He's done.
Yeah, he's finished. He's put his hand up. He wants to come off. That's a
Yeah,
good
I
sign
think
for him. That's a good sign for
Foden's been
Manchester
getting ready
United.
for a minute or two there in dugout, and it's the end for Kevin De Bruyne. He'll get a sad end for him. Do you think they'll renew his contract, Stu? Because I mean, he's over 30, isn't he? I mean, he
I
might
think
want to come
they'll.
and play for Leeds.
Well, when I come to over on BT Sport thing, they have Mario Balotelli.
Oh, yeah,
He's it must be a free agent now. And when it commentators as a Norwich fan, he says, "Would you come to Norwich?" He didn't even answer. He didn't even give me no. He didn't even say no. Balotelli just went on about this game. Yeah,
yeah.
I think yeah, probably didn't even know who Norwich was.
No, no,
You'd have him at
nice.
Leeds.
No, I'd have him at Leeds, yeah. Even just for showboating and what he does, the work and stuff he does in the community. Really nice guy. Bit of
Fortunately,
showboating.
over here when they were at Man City, the media made him out to be the idiot. You know what I mean? Letting fireworks off in
Oh,
his bedroom, bathroom, and
yeah.
stuff like that.
I mean, this is part of the reason why I started this channel, Stu, because I thought
Yeah,
the crap that's written in the media, um, a lot of it is just utter nonsense. And like I say, some journalists writing about Leeds at the minute, uh, with this, what is it? 2 weeks since it finished, right?
yeah.
Uh, oh, it's all right. Hang on a minute, because I think Inter Milan have really pushed City are getting a bit slack, a bit complacent at the back, but they've got away with it, and keeper punts it long. And I think I was sat there thinking to myself, these journalists are still writing stuff, and they're promising this and promising that, and blah 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 blah. Blah. There's nothing coming from the club,
No,
and how are they finding this out if nobody's talking? Because literally nobody's talking. And I'm sat there, I'm like, it must be quite hard being a journalist, or this Leeds United journalist, over these last 2 weeks, because literally nobody's speaking. Nobody knows what's going on. It's all going on behind closed doors. There's no leaks coming out. And
they're having to fill up the sports page with
they're having
anything.
to fill the sports page with anything. Just, whatever it is that they could come up with. I mean, I'm not criticising the Leeds United journalists specifically, but I think the thing is, and they have my sympathy, because I think the last 2 weeks must have been hell. Just like what the going into
Yeah,
office last week, what the hell am I going to write about? There's literally nothing happening. I'll just make some up. Sources close to.
yeah, and it isn't. It's It's not. It's not. I mean, we, as you know, biggest one over here is Philly for
Yeah,
leaks,
yeah, Philly, yeah.
and he's he put that article out yesterday that the deals, they've come to an agreement now, it's just waiting for him to do that fit to own a club thing, the
Mm.
FA. So that's going to take 2 weeks. But the 49ers have never said anything, never.
No, no.
And I think the only time we're going to find out anything out is when it's actually been done. Like, say if we get a player, it'll be when it's actually been signed. That's the first time
Yeah,
we'll know confirmation that we've actually got a player. Because at the
yeah, yeah,
moment, I mean, I've heard about 5 different managers being named.
yeah, yeah. It certainly seems, and I mean, if people haven't got the gist of it yet, it's certainly not what most clubs are used to in
No,
terms of ways of working and methods of working and stuff like that. I mean, like literally anybody's just clutching at straws, guessing. But I mean, that Daniel Fark has been mentioned, hasn't he? Is it
he's had an
Fark?
interview with the Celtic or something. He's been tipped for Celtic job now.
Oh, is he?
Mm.
Yeah, his odds shortened by a long way over the last 24 hours for Leeds. Um, but then there were talk about Moy. Hey, up, Ansett, you're on the attack here. There were talk about Moyes going to Celtic, but apparently he's got a year left on his contract, and they're likely to keep him on at West Ham. I mean, I don't know why you'd sack a manager who's just won you a European trophy.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't know what the. All right, you hadn't done great in league this season, but you had a storming. They had a storming season last season. Um, is that injuries? They don't like Moyes, whatever it is. I mean, the guys won your first bit of silverware of 43 years. You know, keep him on.
The first thing I mean, if I were an outsider and if I didn't know what about West Ham, the first thing I'd be thinking is, hang on a minute, the manager's won you for your first bit of silverware and you go sack him. That's not a way to treat a manager. Do you know what I mean?
No, but you see, Chelsea did that with Ranieri.
Yeah. Leicester did it as well, didn't they? He won
Uh,
title, and then he won title with Leicester, and then 6 months later he got sacked.
yeah, one title with Leicester 6 months later, he got sacked. I mean, a poor run of bad run of results. Um, but you see, you always find that once you've had this success, there's can you maintain it? It's tough at the top, isn't it? Can you maintain it, or there's always going to be a dip in form, um, or whatever. But you see, this Man City side, it's unbelievable. I mean, isn't there a story about Scott Carson that they've literally just kept Scott Carson for FFP purposes? Like he's got no
What's it?
chance. Fair play rules. Yeah, they've kept him on for and he's on about 2 million quid a year. He's got like no chance of getting a game. It's just,
Crazy. A bit like Calvin Phillips, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. I'll just, I'll just sit there claiming money. That's probably what they signed Phillips for, just to, you can imagine the lawyers are in there or the auditors, and they're like, well, you know what, we need to sign somebody English. Uh, we've got 50 million quid budget. Who can we get for that?
Yeah. Don't worry about him not playing. It doesn't matter.
Don't worry about him not playing. Just oh dear, just shape the bench to make sure, or he gets a nice Recaro seat to keep him warm.
Yeah. I mean, I saw him, picking up his Premier League winners medal, Calvin
Oh
Phillips. And I looked at him and I thought, he acted like he'd played every minute of every game. You couldn't
yeah,
believe it. I thought, wow.
yeah, but I think Pep. deliberately made sure that he played enough minutes because I think there's a minutes qualification, isn't there? That if you don't
Yeah, I
play
think
so
so.
many minutes, you don't get a medal. So Pep's made sure that he's got enough minutes to pick up a medal, and the rest of the time just sit here, Calvin, keep me company. And was that a foul on Haaland, or did he slip there after that free kick? Yeah, it's gone out for a goal kick, I think.
Okay.
And City are having a hard time breaking down this Inter Milan team. Stubborn.
Very stubborn and very
Yeah.
organised.
Mm,
They know the job's inside out. Does that Inter Milan side?
yeah. But he were a good player, tough player, if I remember rightly, Inzaghi.
Yes.
Bit of a tough nut, I think. Is there any news on Wilfred Nonto or any
Well,
other?
Lee read something on the Match of the Day Extra. It's on internet. Apparently,
Mm,
Wilfred Nanto's agents in Juventus having a talk with him about taking him on loan.
no,
I mean, I can't believe it. I said to Lee, no, Lee, that's rubbish. Because the
rubbish.
problem is, it's like you said 5 minutes ago, Gary. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah, no one knows out, mate. No one knows out. And I think I've seen something today saying that Wilfred Nonto is going to be returned. Um, but it's only been a flashing headline as I've been scrolling past, and I think, to be honest with you, um, if we retain him, I think we'll be all right. But you see, there's a few other players I think there. If we retain him, we'll be all right. There's nothing really for him to leave for.
Well, look, my
Yeah.
mate, who I do the FPL show, Russell, even
Russell,
says,
right?
why is it only Leeds who have to sell their players when they get relegated? Fulham
Yeah,
managed to keep on Dimitrovic, you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
and Wilson and stuff like that. Why is it us? Why should we shouldn't need to sell our best players?
No, we've got money in the bank now. Out of all three of out of the three teams relegated, Man City breaking in here, just on the edge of the 18-yard box. Inter Milan are packing it, and there's a long shot. Who have we got in that?
A minute of injury time left at the end of the first half.
Wasn't that? Did I just see that old Italian fella who used to manage England? What's his name? Capello.
Louis, oh yeah, he made all English. He made all England fans learn national. All England players learn national anthem. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Capello.
Fabio
Oh,
Capello.
yeah, Fabio Capello. That's it.
I
Well
think
class
I've
is a
just
crazy man.
I think I've just seen him in the crowd. It might be him. It might not be him. But yeah,
He were crazy like that. He were crazy with Capello.
Capello. Well,
Made them all wear suits and everything, didn't he?
well, sharpened them up. Instilled a bit of discipline in them. I think that's you could say that, couldn't you? But
Yeah,
I think I think that's probably what they needed at the time. I think going back to Nanto and Leeds, we don't have
mm,
any reason to sell them. We're not. If we're selling anybody, we're selling them for the market value, and that's it. We're not in a desperate situation to sell him. And the thing is, he's on a 5-year contract. Is Nanto?
yeah,
He can't. He theoretically can't go anywhere now. But the agent is trying to get Leeds back to the table, probably getting more money. But we're going to have to give him a run out in Championship if they're going to renegotiate. He signed a 5-year deal with us, didn't he? Shortly after he joined, I think. So
yeah.
yeah, it's all there. I mean, it's nice that we're in a position where we can look and feel a bit confident this time. But we can only really start feeling confident if we get a good manager in. That's it.
That's what it all, that's what it all boils
The
down to,
key
doesn't
now
it?
is director of football and manager. So yeah, there we go.
What do you get first, Gary? I think you get you if you're gonna go down a director of football, you have to get the director of football because it'll be his philosophy and his
Yeah,
ideas of what players he wants to bring in. So we'll want a manager to match them players.
yeah, yeah. I couldn't agree more. I mean, I even saw a bit of a joke today saying, "Oh, maybe Jesse Marsh might make an audacious return," and that's
God,
I'm like, I'm like, if the 49ers bring him back, there'll be hell on. There'll be absolute hell on because you know, I could see what Marsh's vision was, but I think if we'd have kept him on, we might have been all right.
yeah, a lot of people have
We,
said that, haven't they, lately?
you look at the results; there weren't. We had a string of bad results, but they weren't bad. In terms there were narrow defeats. But when we got that Crystal Palace game with Grathia, we were just getting pummeled every week. So, and Luke Ayling comes out and says that we're not fit.
Yeah.
I can't understand it. I can't. So I don't know. Right, I'm gonna go get a top up, Stu.
No way.
Can you? Can I do anything with this or not? There's only me and you here, and I think so. Let's have a look. Can I set you as something administrator or something like that? In case you want to do something with it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll just talk for you anyway while you're away for a bit.
Yeah, all right, go for it. Yeah, all right, mate. Can you adjust the screens, or do you want me to do it?
No, you'll have to do it. I can't do it at my end.
Right, hang on a minute. Guests can stream. Yeah, you can stream to your own destination. You can see comments, play sounds. Must authenticate. Uh, Layouts. Yeah. All right. Okay. General. I'll just try. I'll just have a little look at some of these options here. But yeah, maybe I'll have to put disabled team in as some sort of moderator or something like that. Right. Okay, mate. I'm gonna go get a brew. Over
All
to
right, mate.
you.
Well, I'll all fault for you. And Inky's
Go
in the
ahead.
chat, so I'll speak to Inky.
Inky's in. Oh, yeah, Inky's there. Yeah, JM was a complete and utter clown.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
Well,
I'd like
you
to
go
hear
get yourself
this.
a drink. You
All
go get
right.
yourself
Cheers,
a
mate.
drink.
All
All
right.
right,
Back
mate.
in a minute.
I'll be.
All right.
Yes, so it's 0-0 at half time again with the Man City game against Leeds against Inter Milan. It's been a closer game
Oh,
than I
shit.
thought it would. You kicked me out.
That's me.
There you are.
There
I'm
we go.
back. Yeah, I'm back. Sil, can I have a couple of please? Yeah. So anyway, Inky, I can't put up the messages on the screen, but I can see them at my end. So hope you're doing well, and hope everyone in chat's doing well. Closer game than I thought it was going to be. I thought Man City might have scored before now, if I'm honest. And I think losing De Bruyne is it's a bit of a worry now if you're a Man City fan. You know, we know how influential De Bruyne is. We know, and I know Phil Foden's a good replacement, but in a Champions League final, you'd want to see if I were Pep Guardiola and Phil De Bruyne playing the full 90 minutes. So it's been a close game actually. I think both teams have had Man City have had the more clear cut chances, but in Milan are well in this game. They're not out of it by any stretch or any means. So yeah, it's I look forward to the second half starting. I still tip Man City, but not, but only just. I don't think. I think the De Bruyne loss is going to be key, and I think it's going to be closer than I thought. You know what I mean? You can't afford to lose De Bruyne, a man of his quality, man of his you know, character of the. You can't afford to lose him, and unfortunately, he had to go off with It felt like it looked like a groin strain. He pulled up on 30th minute, and then he tried it go again, and then he put his hand up saying no more. But yeah, it's a shame for De Bruyne. But look, look, Inter Milan they've been highly competitive. They've been well in this game. They're giving Man City a good game, as you'd expect from a Champions League final. Just showing you Man City chances here. De Bruyne, Bernardo with a great run into the box. I don't know if he was trying to shoot or cross, but he whipped it towards back post. It wasn't far away, but I'm assuming that he was going for goal because he looked frustrated that it didn't go in. Then De Bruyne with a beautiful ball to Haaland. Haaland struck it really well. Anana keeper, Milan's keeper got that well. Um, you know, he was at the right place at the right time. But in Milan, they are really depressing. Man City when Edison kicks it out, front back. I'm just looking at them now. It's like a diamond shape. I went to Milan press, and you know they're not giving them a Man City the sort of freedom I thought they were going to get. But yeah, they're putting them under pressure. They're closing down well around Milan. Yes, Man City have got out of it a few times with relative ease, but there has been times when Edison's passed it, kicked it, either over it to a player or under it, and Inter Milan have almost got in. Yeah, surprised there's no goals as yet. Yeah, very surprised, Dinky, mate. Very surprised. It's good to see Mario Balotelli there. Really good to see him there. Is it me or does Pep Guardiola look a bit flustered? Looks a bit angry, doesn't he? But it's a massive game for him, innit? I mean, they can equal Man United's triple in 1999. Now, I don't think. I mean, I asked a question on our channel. The question was, will Man City's triple outdo Man United's? But it's like people say you can't really say that because you can't really say that. There we go. Back door kept opening. You can't really say that because both trebles, both teams won a treble, didn't they? It's still a treble, but we're 1999 or 2023. So I held fought for you, Gary. I think I did well. I think I did very well for you, mate. I don't know what we're talking about, but I kept talking. I kept talking, and I went on. You know what I'm like with my channel. I did what I did with yours. I just rambled on for about 10 minutes. It was.
Just ramble on.
But
What
ask me
did you
what I
ramble?
said. I can't tell you. I can't even tell you what I talked about. You have to watch it back. Make sure
So,
that I make sure that it were all low key.
well, I think that's what I was watching about people who do live streaming and stuff like that. Have you ever heard of Twitch, Stu? Yeah.
I broadcast to Twitch.
There's a girl there. Oh, you do? I didn't know that.
I don't use Twitch, but I broadcast to Twitch.
Right, yeah. Um, cheat is about trouble is for the better. Yeah. Twitch. So there's a creator on there, and her name's Kat, and she's an American like one of these gamer type girls, and she does mainly streaming and talk, just talking and rambling, and she's been doing it 2 years, 3 years, but then she started doing some on TikTok. Say, if you want to come and join my Twitch channel, we'll be, you can find me on there a lot, doing live streams and stuff like that. And then she started giving people tips about how to grow your channel and all this sort of thing. And she said one of the key things when you're streaming, even when you're gaming, is not to or to always have something to say. Always try not to remain silent for too long, because people will become uninterested, and they won't be, they're more than likely wanting to go and have conversations and type things into comment boxes and interact with your channel. And you're right, what you're saying. Whether it's just a random ramble, it could just be your thoughts of the halftime thoughts. At the minute, I can't see. Well, usually at this point in a game, I'd be giving some stats or something like that, and just saying, Foden's come off. Come on, De Bruyne's off. He's done his hamstringing, and you then refreshing the audience, or if anybody new joins, example, someone's just finished a shift at work and they join in, straight away you're bringing them up to speed with the game. At the minute, Man City seem to have had the better of it, the more chances, but Inter Milan, they can quite easily come back into this game, and it only needs one chance, doesn't it, for it to really open up. A couple of squandered efforts by Ireland. I think. Is there anything else you can remember about that half? It was certainly a hard one to watch, because we spent quite a bit of it talking Leeds United.
I think the big one for me is De Bruyne going off.
Yeah, Foden coming on. Yeah. Stats so far: Man City 62%, 38% Inter Milan. Shots 4 apiece. Shots on target 2 for Man City, 1 for Inter. Man City, interestingly enough, have not had one corner in that first half. Fouls 4 to Man City, 8 for Inter. So it just paints you a little picture about what's going on there. Ruben Diaz won a free kick. I think was one of the last actions of the game. Edin Dzeko committed a foul as well, and Manuel Akanji missed with a left-footed shot from outside the box. So plenty going on in this game, but we are paying attention to it, Stu.
Yeah, we are. Players are starting to get ready to come out now with the second half.
Yeah, I can see that they're just getting themselves organised. I am getting a bit cold, so I'm going to turn my AC off. I think you when you're tired, you get cold, don't you? You feel cold, like that. That's how I am at the minute. So yeah. Pep and Ake are coming. I'll just have a little slurp of tea.
Sunderland's getting them all ready to come out.
Yeah.
Making sure that they're all there and ready.
Pep's giving a couple of them a little slap on face and telling them to keep going, urging them on. What do you make of Messi going to Miami?
I think it's gone for money. Clearly gone for money, hasn't
he? Well, yeah. There's no other reason.
Last I heard, Barcelona, he wanted to go back to Barcelona until his head got twisted, turned with money. And then ironic, that's David Beckham's club, isn't it?
Well, I think I made a mention of it in that live stream the other day about Beckham, because he fired Phil Neville.
Yeah, Do you know
and
Phil Neville's son plays for Inter
son
Miami?
plays. Yeah, so Phil Neville's son plays for Inter Miami. I mean,
So
didn't he
there must
manage
be a
one?
British family.
Didn't he manage one at England 20? Didn't he manage England ladies at one point? Phil Neville.
Yes, he did. He did.
Uh, I was just, I made a mention of that in my whole what is it in that live stream. I was just sat there thinking it is a complete football at the minute. Is a complete. It's not a sport anymore. It's just about the money in it. Money, family. It's getting like politics.
And getting back to Winky's question, answer there, City's treble is far better. I asked if you can compare the City treble if they do it today to Man United's treble, and I don't think you can. So a
Nah,
treble's a treble, isn't it?
same three trophies. I mean, both
Yeah,
teams had. Man United had adequate resources back then. I think perhaps you could say that were there more English players in that Manchester United team from an English point of view. That was probably Man United's treble is a better treble
yeah.
compared to this Man City team. Because I mean, at the minute, the only English player I can think that they've got out on pitch is Grealish, is it?
Grealish, Foden,
And Foden,
um, Ake he
Ake,
considered a defender? Yeah.
yeah. So uh, from that point of view, I
So,
think Man United
John
probably had
Stones
more
as well.
English players. Huh?
John Stones as well.
John Stones, yeah, of course. Forget about John Stones.
And if they bring
So
Calvin Phillips on, I think that's all our English players they've got.
yeah, Scott Carson, is he English?
Well, yeah, Scott Carson might come on for penalty shootout.
Yeah, could do. Could bring him on.
Yeah,
I've done nothing all season. I just appeared in a UEFA Champions League final, saved
yeah,
a couple
and that's it,
couple of
penalty.
penalties,
Yeah.
saved a penalty, won a medal and a couple of million quid for my effort.
See, can you imagine Calvin Phillips talk though with his great grandkid in the years to come? Oh, I won a Premier League medal and I only played 20 minutes of football.
Yeah, I mean, he must be laughing his head off. He must be laughing his head off. I made a little meme picture of him and put it on Twitter, and it was like, oh, you know what? I've worked, I've worked really hard for this. He stood there with Premier League trophy in his hand, with his with this really big smirk on his face. I mean, just what a career, what a career decision that is for him. You know,
Do you
just
know
having,
something though? I'm surprised at him because I thought he'd be one of these players who'd be desperate to play football.
yeah. I thought that as well. I thought he'd be more worried about getting game time in at Man City, and it's just not working out for him. I mean that squad is so strong uh, that there's just very little chance for him or opportunity to come along. And when the opportunity does come, it's usually Guardiola just resting a player rather than an injury.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a shame for Calvin. This kind of game might even be just up his street because he can thread a pass,
Yeah, yeah, he can.
and he can certainly impose himself on midfield. But you see, City don't seem to be having much of a problem in midfield at the minute.
Do you think it's do you think Kelvin Phillips has put not intentionally, but unintentionally put his England career playing future at risk by going to
Um,
Man City? Because he didn't even.
well, I think so because normally you, as an England manager, you wouldn't be picking people who are on the bench week in week out, would you? But I mean, Southgate does keep putting him in there, but there can only be
He's
so
doing with
much.
Maguire as well.
Yeah, there can only be so much that he can get away with Southgate before the paymasters start questioning his
Yeah.
decisions about, should we be taking, like you say, Maguire, Phillips, because they've spent X% of time on the bench, and that you would think that they have some kind of minimum qualification time,
You would have
in
thought
terms
so.
of minutes or games, um, but clearly not.
I mean, I love Calvin
Look
Phillips
at
as
that
much as
pass
Peter.
accuracy, 91% Manchester City. That.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's really good.
Oh, and there's a mess up from the keeper.
Go on, Bernardo. Go on, Bernardo. Oh,
Oh,
Bernardo. That was poor by
fluff that
Bernardo. That.
up. That was a terrible mess from the keeper. A bit of a miscommunication at the back from Inter Milan, and Bernardo latched onto a ball, but he couldn't make him pay. Unfortunately, couldn't find the telling pass.
Here's Gundogan. I love watching Gundogan play as well. I think he's ace.
He just finds the holes, doesn't he? Finds the pockets
Yeah.
of space, and I mean, I think I mentioned it before, Stu. Man United lost that final not because of David De Gea, um, but because they didn't learn from Leeds' mistakes. That you've got Gundogan hanging, lurking around on edge of 18-yard box. I'm going to try and put one on his left foot
Yeah.
or right foot or whatever he is, and nobody went out to challenge. Or by the time they did, it was too late. Ball ripped back at net. And I mean, it was only recent. It was a recent match, that Leeds Man City game,
Mm.
and I can't believe how Man United went mental, or some fans went mental at De Gea. And the guy's got a Golden Glove.
Yeah. Yeah. Smart, isn't
Got
it?
the got the Golden Glove this season. So, uh, the, I, if but apparently he's going to stay on at Man United, I think. And you sat there thinking, how can you possibly? I mean, in the first one, you think, well, it's 16 seconds in, but it's Varane who's caused that problem. That header down, and it's literally just landed on his foot, hasn't it? Pretty much.
Well, I think every club, Gary, every club, no matter which club it is, has a scapegoat in it. I mean,
Scapegoat.
Leeds.
Yeah,
I mean, Leeds is fair enough. It was Firpo. Fair enough. Firpo were awful at defending, but
yeah,
as strikers weren't much. But apart from Rodrigo, we didn't show. Bamford. We didn't have much threat going forward either.
no, we didn't. But
So
what?
it were easy to blame Firpo than blame Rodrigo or blaming.
Yeah,
Well, Bamford did get blamed in the end, to be fair. But
yeah,
first it were all it was Firpo's F in this and Firpo's F in that, but none of the other players
yeah.
got called out.
No, everybody, they all should. I mean, in the last few games, I'm sat there and I'm thinking, there's only Rodrigo on that pitch who even looks
Right.
looks remotely interested. I mean, he's up and down the pitch for us, and he's putting more kilometres in than anybody. I think. Just visually looking at the game. But then, just going back to Man United there for a second. Apparently, Maguire's told him he don't want to leave. Don't bother
Wow.
trying to sell me. I don't want to leave.
It's probably after
Uh,
sitting on bench earning all that money.
and Newcastle are after him apparently. Uh, I mean, it's all a bit of hearsay and a bit of gossip in it, but Man City are in here.
Go
No,
on,
they're not.
Gundogan. Good ball. Good ball to Jack
Really?
Grealish.
Oh,
Oh, unlucky. But Stones has got it back.
Stones has got
Excellent.
it back.
Stones is a centre forward. He's high up pitch, isn't he? Now he's out of position.
Who's that? Sorry, Stones.
John Stones, yeah.
Yeah.
He plays more
Well,
like a midfielder.
I mean, I think we tried doing the similar thing with Robin Koch, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah, but didn't quite
Shoving him
work.
up the pitch, and that didn't quite work out. That did it? It says
Do
there
you think
is.
they'll keep Koch, or do you think he'll go?
Well, I think he'll go, but he's come in for a lot of criticism, Stu. And I think the thing is you've got to look at his stats, and you look at his stats, you know, they're not half bad compared with a lot of other defenders or centre backs, and I think like anything else, it's a shame to see when any player leaves, it's a shame, but I think. I don't know. I don't know if we're making a mistake letting him go. If we have the option to retain him, I think I'd be because you see he's got the age advantage over Cooper
Yeah,
and
yeah,
probably
yeah,
fitness advantage, and I'd be saying, unfortunately, Cooper's the one that I mean I know he's aggressive, he's this and that, but now we've got Warber in. I'd be saying probably let Liam Cooper go if he wants to go, but that's just me. I mean, I think have you had a look at Robbie Cox's stats?
yeah. I remember you saying, and I looked at them at night, and they were pretty good.
Pretty good,
They are
aren't they?
pretty good. At the moment, Inter Milan players gone down injured. Inky says they are more better players and teams now compared to when Scum won it in 1999.
Yeah,
Lukaku's coming on for Inter Milan. Here comes the big man.
yeah. Lukaku and Edin Dzeko's come
Nico's
off.
gone off as a sub replacement. So it's a straight sub. It's a straight swap
Great
in it, an
swap.
attacker for an attacker.
Mm. Interesting. It's an interesting
You're on
choice.
mute, Gary.
Oh, am I? Okay. Am I on mute? Can you hear
No,
me?
no, it's me who's on mute, Gary. My telly went off.
Oh, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, you're fine. It's my telly. It's weird. I've got my laptop screens for where I'm watching me and you, but my
Yeah.
Samsung screens where the sound's coming from.
All right.
So
That's
it's
weird.
like my second monitor.
Yeah.
No, it's how I wanted it set up. It sounds better on my monitor than it does Fruit Laptop. Fruit Laptop
Yeah.
it sounds like tinny.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'll just have a look at this. There are more better players and teams now compared to when Scum won it. Yeah, I think so. I think
Absolutely.
and I think when Leeds this season, you looked at the other sides that were strengthening and the business that all the other teams were doing compared to us in the close season last year, and we weren't doing that much. I don't think we just got Marsh in, and we'd just survived, hadn't we? And
we spent what we sold.
yeah, where we got. I mean, Rafinha went, Phillips went, and we hadn't replaced. We didn't do much in terms of that transfer window. Oh, and Inter Milan are in. Oh, it's a good save.
Oh, what were Akanji doing there? He just let the
Yeah,
ball go. That's crazy.
it's opening up. Is this game, Stu? It is opening up, and Erling Haaland's running to
Go
find
on,
a bit of
go on,
space,
Gordon.
and Foden's
Not,
down.
oh,
He's being
not late.
nobbled, and he's rolling and rolling and rolling.
Yellow card. He definitely
And
got
it's a
caught
yellow
before.
card. And Foden's been nobbled. He's not happy, and it's starting to get a bit spicy now as this match. Thank God for that.
The Inter Milan
Barella,
players are arguing amongst themselves.
yeah,
Look at this. Look at what were Akanji doing? He just left
what
it.
Angie doing? Just left it. That was
Good job
shocking.
Edison were out and got down well.
Edison,
I
yeah,
like Edison as a keeper. I think he's brilliant.
he's done really well, hasn't he? Done well there.
Yeah.
Done well there. Yeah, I think you look at these other teams and now they've strengthened in Premier League, and you sat there thinking it's going to be a tough league, and good God, was it tough that season? My God, um, but
Dare I say it?
us,
Were we the
no,
worst team in that Premier League?
nah, we weren't. Well, we must have been.
No, we finished 19th, but would you say Southampton had a better go at it, trying to survive than we did?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think to be honest with you, and I think the mentality side of it comes in when you have all of these changes in manager. You know, we had a
Oh, because
chairman who didn't seem to give a monkeys, a director of football who, I mean, I don't know
irrelevant.
what the hell he were doing, filling his own ego or filling his own boots. I don't know. It just the whole thing. It wasn't just. Uh, I kind of think of Leeds United as like an aeroplane accident. It's never just. It wasn't that season was. It wasn't just one thing. It was a whole
Yeah.
combination of things happening all at the same time, and
Well,
it's just you literally you couldn't have asked anybody to write a script or predict that those things would have happened at Ellen Road at the beginning of that season. Nobody saw any of that stuff coming.
when
All
wife
right,
read
we
out,
survived, but we didn't strengthen.
no, we didn't. We
Problem.
didn't. Well, my wife read out a comment
Oh, yum
from
yum.
an article from Patrick. It was from Patrick Bamford, and he says that he wants to leave the club because he doesn't like the way it's being run.
All right, I haven't seen
Yeah, and
that.
I hadn't seen that article. I wish my wife Scylla would have kept it for me. But I were in
Mm.
here, and my wife were in the room, and she said Patrick Bamford said that he wants to leave the club because he doesn't like the way it's being run.
Well, I mean,
Sam Allardyce says so, and he said it as well. He said that it's confusion at all aspects of Leeds United, and they need to sort it out and quick.
that no tippy tappy football
Yeah,
podcast, that most recent one, because she asked him a few questions, and we like quite often with Big Sam, he doesn't mince his words, does he?
no.
And if he's got something to say, he makes sure he says it. So I mean, I like that about Sam, and he made it quite clear that what were going on there. I mean, literally, he talked himself into a job once, and it sounds like he's trying to talk himself into a job again as director of football. Now, I mean, like you mean, well, I
I don't
like
know if
him.
that'd be a good thing or not. I mean, there's no doubt he'll have contacts with not years. He's got years and years of experience on in game.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course he has.
I don't know if I don't know if do you know something though? Nowadays, in this generation, you don't really need a director of football. All you need
Yeah,
is a good manager who's good with head
that's
of
what he's doing.
recruitment. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, who's got a good relationship with head scout, if that makes any sense. So you don't really
Yeah.
need a director of football nowadays.
Well, it was never something that clubs had in the past, Stu.
No, no.
And John Stones is going down the outside, tries to
Oh,
cross
it
one
could
in.
have gone
It's a
anywhere.
low cross. He should have done better. Bastoni just gets a foot to it, and a gut bursting run from John Stones.
See what I meant. He's a centre back, and he's
Yeah,
making runs like that. It's crazy.
runs like that. Yeah.
So anyway, it's going to be a corner. Jack Grealish taking it, I believe. I think. Is it
I
Jack
hope
Grealish?
it's an out. I hope it's an outright win. Yeah, it's Grealish.
Yeah, it's an out winner as well, isn't it?
From this side, from this near side. It's a fair stadium, that Ataturk Stadium, isn't it? Nice stadium. Referees seen a bit of argy bargy with John Stones and one of the Inter Milan lads.
And it goes. One.
Oh,
The smallest man got his head on it.
I think
Free
I
kick
think
being given.
there's a bit of going on there.
Yeah, with John Stones.
John Stones is they're riling him up. It's that big brute again. Look at the size of that guy.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, how tall is he? He must be like 6'8".
Big man, innit?
What's his name? Who is it? I think Pep. He's running around. He wants to put his boots on. There's Pep.
When Lombard, Man City's got ball back with Ake coming forward. It's slowly. Inter Milan's tactic at this second half is let Man City have the ball in their own half, and
Yeah,
we'll put a press on them when they go over halfway line.
yeah. That's literally
Lukaku's
it.
not the sort of man who's going to run round. Is he chasing everything down?
He won't chase out him.
It's got to be at
I
his
mean,
feet, and it's got to be played to his feet.
how old is he now, Lukaku? He must be knocking on a bit.
Well, after this game, he goes back officially. He goes back to Chelsea.
Does he?
Yeah. He's on season long loan, isn't he?
Is he?
And I don't know if he's a Mauricio Pochettino player. Because
Nah.
Mauricio Pochettino wasn't running, doesn't he? I'd say it's going to be an interesting watch if it's Spurs with Big Ange Postecoglou or whatever it's called.
Postecoglou, yeah.
We've heard a lot of good things about him.
Oh, Alan's in.
Oh, Alan, he tried to give it to Foden, but it didn't come off.
Just couldn't thread that pass. Couldn't Alan there. Yeah, I think it's going to be another interesting season, isn't it? I mean, I just don't know where I'm going to find the time to watch anything else other than Lady United this season. But in the past, like I've always paid attention to Premier League, but because getting the internet service over here was a bit of a night. It's only this last 18 months it started being any half decent, like so. Finally I can just start doing some streaming and videos and all that sort of thing. But I bought all.
Championship in your country, Gary?
You what?
Do there still much championship games?
No. You're all about championship. No, I mean I don't think so. I mean it's certainly this year at this moment in time the answer's no.
Americans same.
But America's same. But you see, I what I did do is I bought them all through. All City are in. And there's an appeal for an handball, but there's a shot and it's in. And it's Rodri.
Rodrigo! We have liftoff. Get in.
Can get in.
There's Kelvin Phillips again celebrating with him like he's playing up pitch. Did you see him?
Calvin Phillips.
It's funny.
I'm taking my Champions League winners medal back to Leeds.
He has to be in on pictures with them. There he is, look.
He's there.
Wow.
Get in.
Rodrigo's probably turned around and thought, who's this guy?
Rodrigo, yeah. Ireland, there was an appeal for an handball there. But Rodrigo comes in and just smashes it and it just bends.
Beautiful strike,
Beautiful finish. Little bit of bend just around those two defenders. And by the time the keeper sees it, it's too late. It's in the back of the net. And the Man City fans are going wild.
Look at them getting.
The blue moon is rising in Istanbul.
Yeah, Mo Gallagher will be there, won't he? Somewhere now.
Yeah. He's been commenting on with BBC. Apparently, he's been doing a bit of. They always get him in for interviews and that, don't
Yeah, it seems to be a good job to get into the media, doesn't it?
they? Oh yeah, media. Get into media, definitely. It sounds like there's a couple of Leeds YouTubers picking up jobs and stuff like that. But I mean, have you seen that Tyneside? Is it Tyneside Life?
No,
Uh, well, he's a Newcastle United YouTuber. He
right.
goes to all games and all this sort of thing. And he's picked up some right gigs, and he's got a right following. And they ended up. Uh, he got on Talk Sport. They actually invited him into the studio to. Oh no, he's Milan! Oh, and he's come back off Lukaku's heel. Fucking hell! What a chance that is! And Inter Milan are losing their mind here at the minute. There's an header. It's the post.
Lukaku become a Man City defender.
It it's the post. It is the post. It comes back, and then the other player, I think, heads it, and it's Lukaku on the heel. But the City players are a bit slack there. The City players are a bit slack there. They're trying to play offside, and they're going to sleep a little bit there. Is it Dominico or something? Is it? Wow, what a
Wow,
game! They've got no choice here. Dimarco, it is. They've
Marco
got
again,
no,
isn't it?
they've got no choice here. Inter Milan, they're going to have to really, really have a go and try and get a goal back in this game. There's a break in play. I think there's a player down injured.
I think it's a Kanji for Man City. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a Kanji. He's been poor as a Kanji this game, if I'm honest.
yeah, he struggled a bit. I think you're right. Poor. Not that he struggled. He's just been poor, isn't it? I mean that incident earlier on, and he just let the ball go by him.
Yeah.
Uh, shocking. But yeah,
If I played under Pep Guardiola, I'd be frightened to death for doing out wrong because I know how much of a taskmaster he is. I'd be
yeah,
frightened to doing out like that wrong because
yeah.
you know he's going to shout at you at full time.
And the funniest thing is about Pep Guardiola is when he speaks to media, he comes over as nice as pie.
Yeah.
But I can imagine that in training and meetings and that sort of thing, he's a right hard son of a bitch. He's a right hard bugger. And
Yeah,
if you upset him, you're going to know about it, and you'll be out of favour in no time.
well, that's
I
what
can
happened
imagine.
with Celso.
Huh?
Well, that's what happened with Celso.
Yeah.
He ended up getting rid of him to Bayern Munich.
Lukaku.
Lukaku.
Saved.
They're having chances. They're having chances. They're real Inter Milan. They're having
Milan.
big chances.
That's a huge chance again for Romelu Lukaku, but his finishing isn't up to scratch.
He reminds me of Akin Fenwa, does Lukaku.
Yeah.
Quite big and muscly. But Akin Fenwa run, whereas Lukaku don't like running, does he?
No. That's a good tackle.
Good, well done, Rodrigo.
Rodrigo, yeah. And Haaland's having to put a bit of a shift in here, try and shut down these defenders, get Inter Milan playing, and there's 74 minutes coming up on the clock, and it seems that at the moment we've got Manchester City 1, Inter Milan 0, but Inter Milan has just come back in the game last 5 minutes. They've had a couple of chances. They're going to have to be very disciplined here, I think, Man City, if they're going to win this match.
Just looking at
No,
trying to
that
kill.
time
Trying,
that Tyneside Life fella, if he's also got a gig coming up, and he's off with Premier League to America, because I think Newcastle are one of the teams that's been selected to go on the American tour. He's got all sorts of little gigs going on. I'm like, bloody hellfire! But he went round. He went round Ellard Road before kickoff when they played Newcastle, and he went round interviewing fans. He went near Peacock, and he started getting abused. He's
well,
like, I didn't expect that being abused. Like,
you go into a Leeds United pub, mate, and match day.
you don't want to go in there with a Newcastle shirt on, lad. Just stay. Inky says Inter have been better than I expected. I think Inky they've come back into this game. They've come back into this game since they've conceded, but overall they haven't done that much.
Stoney's gone off for the Gussens. Come on.
Yeah, Gussens.
That's an attacking substitution, that, isn't it? And another one here as well. Is that
well, they've got no choice, have they? I think so. Yeah, they've got no choice. They need a goal, and as the seconds tick by, this Champions League final is slipping away from Inter Milan. 76 minutes on the clock.
Dangerous free kick to Man City, whipped in by Gundogan.
Comes out to Grealish.
Yeah, back to Bernardo. Bernardo back to Gundogan again. Okay. No, I'm just amazed how far forward the Man City defenders push.
Yeah. Well, you see, this is the high tempo, high press game, and it keep the possession and all that sort of thing. The sort of stuff we were used to watching under Bielsa. Not Jesse Marsh's running around like headless chicken brand of football.
And stay in the middle of the pitch. Big, wide.
Lovely control by Foden. Foden's in. Oh. What a save!
Foden, a really good run that by Foden.
Down smartly to his left-hand side. It's a cracking save, is that?
Yeah, keeper did well.
And Foden had the chance to put this match to bed, but at the minute it's still Man City 1, Inter Milan 0, and I can imagine the Man City fans are starting to get a bit. The nerves are starting to jangle a little bit. They're going to win. Is it the first Champions League? Is it, Stu?
First Champions League, yeah.
Yeah.
First team to do treble since 1999.
Yeah. 99. And now that Inter Milan are needing a goal, they're having to open up a little bit, and I can see that there are going to be chances here for Man City.
I like how Man City are trying to control the game by passing it about a bit.
They're just passing it about. Keep the possession and get them running. That's the thing. That's the thing to do now. But you see, it's like anything else in it, Stu. If there's a bad pass, an error, a slip, a mistake, it could be 1-1 right easy. And here we go, Inter Milan breaking into the box. Lukaku's just nodded one out to the side. Oh, corner ball to Inter Milan.
She showed you Foden chance again. It was a good save by Anahi.
Really, he got down really well there to that. Definitely.
Anana, whatever it's called, Anana.
Yeah, Anana. Corner ball. It's headed
But
out.
well
Big header
defended by
from Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland's in there defending at the minute for Manchester City. And the ball's... There's a shot
over.
cross, but it's whipped over, and the danger passes for Manchester City, who are now going to, I think, try and just take the foot off the gas and try and chew up the minutes out of this match.
Trying to kill game by
Any means necessary. That's a lovely finish from Rodrigo.
Yeah, beautiful finish. Even De Bruyne like that one.
Yeah. John Stones playing the Hollywood pass over to the left-hand side. He's looking for Grealish, I think. Grealish
really well there.
A little ball through. Oh,
Gordon were trying to lay up Ireland.
Bernardo.
Running back well. And
there's a foul, and I think Bernardo's won the foul. Yeah. It's all Man City at the minute. And John Stones gives Bernardo a little tap on the head. And it's about, 12, 15, 10, 12 yards away from the byline. It's on this near side. It looks like it's Bernardo taking it. It's going to be a left footer in swinger. Holds his hands up, gives them a little signal, and it's collected nicely by the keeper. And there's a player down for Manchester City in the middle of the 6-yard box. It's John Stones, I think. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Stones is down. I think he's just winded, isn't he? I think he'll be all right.
I think he's probably just having a look here, see what happened. He's got his arms on the defender, and he's kind of slipped, but it's not obvious to see. His shirt's ripped down his side, but it's difficult to see what, from that angle I just got there, it's difficult to see what actually happened. And he's coming off anyway.
My wife's just sent me that link, for that Patrick Bamford potentially considering Ellen Road exit. Yeah, apparently the previous leadership of Leeds United has been thrown into question once again. Our sources tell Last Word on Football that Patrick Bamford spoke out against the club at a social event late last year. The English striker is understood to have said that the club is run terribly, and stated his intention to leave in the summer transfer window. It's from so wow. Yeah. It were on Google. That's where she found it.
That's interesting. I've not seen anything to that effect yet, but if it's something that's emerging, and you never know. Sometimes there's another foul.
That was a dirty tackle by Lukaku. That was naughty.
Yeah. There's no need for that in that area of the pitch. It's a bad. Why ain't he just stood in the centre circle? Instead, he's chasing back Gundogan, and he's gone down. It's a tackle from behind, 1 foot through Gundogan's legs, takes him down. Yeah.
Definite free kick, definite yellow card.
Referee's
had a good game.
Game. I mean, it's a lovely stadium. Is that? It's massive, that stadium, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Mkhitaryan's coming on.
Henrik Mkhitaryan. Is that him who used to play at Man United?
Yeah, and Arsenal.
Mkhitaryan. Yeah, and Arsenal. Mkhitaryan, yeah. He always did well for Man United. I think he were another one of those. Oh, yeah, Man City are in. Oh,
gone for a corner.
And the players taking one in crowd jewels there, the Milan defender.
It's all right. Spaghetti and
Get him all
bolognese
in.
is the
That's
work
it.
well.
Sort him out. I
Ask
wonder
your
if
ask your
I wonder
Pep
if
for
Dondo's there.
not. I wonder what Nonto's feeling though. I wonder what he's thinking about Leeds at the moment. You know, with uncertainty. I mean, players even in training. I don't think they are they?
No, they can't be in training at the minute. They should be on holiday. But I think,
You know, Burnley's brought their players back.
yeah, oh yeah, Vincent Company's not messed around, has he? He's literally given him a few days off and then right,
For a
get
week
yourself
they had off,
back.
and he's had them back in.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, Burnley going to be fighting for the survival in Premier League again, aren't they? But I'm not so sure that getting the players in after a week is a good idea. I think everybody needs a bit of a rest and relaxation after what's been a tough season in the Championship, innit? Uh, I think they've got to have plenty of family time, whatever it is, time they need. Uh, enjoy themselves a little bit. Let off a bit of steam because you see, there's an international week coming up in June, I think. So I don't think it's a good idea, but Vincent Company knows best. I think. There we go. Wants
It's going to
them,
be
wants them
interesting to
fit.
see what he does in Premier League.
Yeah. Well, he wants them fit, but you see, whatever you're doing that, if you've got tired players and they've only had so not much time to get over the season, are you putting them at risk of injury by having such a long pre-season and starting training early?
Harry, when does the Championship window open? Is it already open now?
No, 16th or 14th or something like that. It might open this week. I think that they run concurrently with the Premier League.
Yeah, the summer transfer window opens on the
12th,
14th of
14th.
June the 14th for all clubs in
Yeah,
England and Scotland.
yeah. And Inter Milan are not happy with Man City's time wasted here. 87 minutes coming up on the clock.
3 minutes to go. That's all I've got to hold out for,
That's
plus injury time.
Yeah. I can imagine Man City are going to just pump the ball down into the corner or do anything they can to make sure Inter Milan don't get hold of it or get a stranglehold into this game.
Go on, Foden. Well done, unlucky.
A little bit of a miscontrol there, I think, by Foden. Yeah, I think it's going to be a long, hard season ahead, Stu.
For Leeds United, yeah. I just don't know if I don't know if we're going to have the time to have a really good pre-season, good training, and sort out the players,
Well,
manager,
we're not. We're not at the
whoever
minute.
else in time.
We're not at the minute, but I think these things. Oh God, here we go into Milan. It's a lovely crossover. It's a deep cross, but what was this? Plays one in. Oh, the Lukaku is saved off the line. Bloody hellfire!
We can't. Yeah.
What?
What a defensive work that were. Who did that? That would have done brilliant defensive work. Keeper were beaten, I think.
Unbelievable. No, keeper saved it. I think
But the keeper,
we're
I
going
thought
to
he
get
would
a
have played and
replay.
took it off the
Yeah,
line.
I don't know if it's Bernardo.
Wow. In comes corner.
And hopefully we're going to get a replay of what happened there. I think it's gone for a corner ball. It has.
It was whipped in. No, it was keeper. It was keeper who
It was
saved it, and
keeper.
it hit
Keeper saved it.
John Stone.
And it
Ruben
hit
Diaz.
Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz with an header. Heads it out for a corner ball. Bloody hell, Ruben Diaz. That is unbelievable defending. Saved off the line by the keeper. Ruben Diaz must have seen his life flash before his eyes when that ball came to his head. That was unbelievable.
No, it doesn't matter now. But another game of Merlin Allen's scored him. His goal scoring's dried up a little bit over last month.
Who's that?
Milan Allen.
Yeah. Lukaku. Well, they're doubling up, tripling up, trying to cut his supply lines. He's had. I mean, he had a great chance, didn't he? But he just, I don't know, bit of lack of balance. Maybe he struggled. He struggled in this match, but the thing is, he's a total threat, isn't he? He's a continuous threat throughout the game. How this header's not gone in from Lukaku. It's a great save on the knee. It's like bounced up onto his knee, I think, onto keeper's knee. Is it Eduardo?
5 minutes of injury time.
Edison, yeah. It's bounced up on Edison's knee, and then it's unbelievable. Ruben Diaz has just, from about 2 yards, managed to head it out for a corner ball right in front of goal. Unbelievable. I'm glad we had a replay of that, Stu, because honestly, it happened so quickly.
Yeah.
And there's so many players bouncing about in that 6-yard box, then it's difficult to see what happened. Of course, then you've got to wait for a break in play to see a replay, right? So,
yeah, I remember. I think it was ITV who used to do it. They used to do replays, and they used to miss goals because they did an instant replay, and it missed the next phase. If you see what I mean.
The passage in play, yeah. Oh, and there's a bit of a coming together between Haaland and the goalkeeper, and the referee's giving them both a yellow card. Haaland just walks away from it, gets on with it, but the Inter Milan goalkeeper's not having any of it. He's arguing with the ref.
It's gone on as Inter Milan keeper looking for Lukaku to get flick on, but he hasn't won it. Well done, Ake. Well done.
5 minutes of added time, but 2 minutes have just passed, so 3 minutes left. And the keeper has a right shove in the back of Erling Haaland.
He didn't flinch though, did he?
I can imagine it's like trying to push a tank. Horribles.
They've got a chance now away pit ball in box. Erling Haaland's give away a needless free kick. Doesn't that remind you of Leeds United against Crystal Palace at Death at first half? It's same place, exactly the same place.
Yeah. And they're going to whip one in here. And it's headed out, but there's a volley from the edge of the 18-yard box. And it's gone over. And it's Barella.
Barella?
Yeah. And he should have done better there because he had plenty of time, but he just didn't get enough control on the ball. And the referee's given the Manchester City goalkeeper a yellow card, I think. Edison's got a yellow card for time wasting. Or something.
Why wouldn't you know? You know what I mean? 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
He slipped as well when he kicked that, but he still got it out.
Yeah. And Edison's injured, apparently. He could be injured. He might have done himself in there, slipping. And Pep Guardiola is going absolutely ballistic in that technical area.
He'll be feeling every kick now and every attack and every defence play.
And that's a lovely take by Edison.
Well done, Edison. Well done.
Long ball in from Inter Milan. Ruben Diaz is up with Lukaku. and Ederson wins the ball with a cracking catch from about it's a 7. He's well outside in his 18-yard box. Oh, I mean, this is drama and theatre. This, isn't it, Stu?
Yeah, last
What a
minute now. Last
what a
minute.
game! Pep Guardiola is going absolutely berserk.
Last 30 seconds. Keeper's running a long way, and he's pinked
And his
it.
punter
Looking
run
for
long
Lukaku.
to
Well defended
Lukaku,
by Diaz.
but it's defended by Diaz, who must be, I think, the man of the match after that save, that header.
Yeah, it could have gone anywhere, couldn't it?
That was
And
an
it goes
unbelievable
for.
header. And the Inter Milan goalkeeper Inzaghi is way outside his technical area. He's
Miles up, isn't he?
He's miles outside, and he should be getting a yellow card.
This is it. The last kick of game. I think he's having a word with him.
Inzaghi's gone absolutely ballistic down there, and everybody's going forward for Inter Milan. The keeper's in the 18-yard box as well, and everybody's going mental. The Man City fans are absolutely, oh God, biting the finger ends off. If this goes in, it can't. Oh, Henderson, what a save! Punches it. Yeah, and that's it. It's the final whistle.
It's all over. Man City have won it.
By the narrowest of margins, Manchester City are the European champions. And we're looking for Calvin Phillips, who's probably walking around with his player of the season.
That's a Champions League medal without playing a game. He's played a bit of Champions League, hasn't
he? Rodri, they're all on the floor crying into the turf. I don't get that. The Man City players, they've just won it, crying with overwhelming emotions. But a good effort by Inter Milan, and they're going to take the runner-up medals. Or they might call them the loser medals.
There's the Calvin Phillips, look.
Calvin's there, look. I can't wait for Calvin Phillips pictures to come out tomorrow.
So he's won a Premier League, an FA Cup, and a Champions League. And he's played about half an hour of football.
Yeah, in a season.
That's mad, isn't it?
But
he's won more medals than Harry Kane.
Yeah, but he's the only Manchester City player to say that he's won the English Football League Championship. Nobody else in that Manchester City squad's won that trophy, have they?
Imagine that, eh? Imagine how sick Harry Kane will be. Calvin Phillips has won more medals and trophies than you, and you've played every minute of every game
this season. Yeah, and that's it. Manchester City getting their name carved into the trophy as we speak. Erling Haaland's overcome with emotions. There's a lot of crying and all that nonsense going on. And where is he? Did he get declared the player of the season then, Calvin Phillips, or did they bin the award off at Manchester City?
I think you were a close. How many members at squad have they got? 30.
It's something like that.
20. I think you were a close 29th or something.
Close 29th.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting for Calvin Phillips to see if he's going to either get into Man City squad next season or if Man City sell him.
Well, he might want to come back to Leeds, might he? It'll be a bit more interesting for him. We'll take him back for 10 mil.
I won't even pay 10 mil. I'll say he's played 20 minutes of football. A pound a minute, we'll take him back for 20 quid.
Yeah, send him back on a free.
Yeah.
Yeah, back at the pork scratchings. Yeah, dear me. Always funny when you're watching these cup finals, isn't it? You know, you have your losing team. I mean, it's terrible when your team's a losing team, isn't it? But it's great to see Man City winning this Champions League. I think for them, and I think it's a good thing for Guardiola.
I don't know. I
He's
don't
not
know.
he's not won it for a lot of years, and you know, probably it probably is a better treble than the Man United treble from that aspect. But had Man United listened to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and signed Erling Haaland they were offered the opportunity 3 or 4 years ago, it could be a different story.
Yeah.
Good today. Uh, I mean, didn't they sack Ole and he ended up wasn't he second in league?
Something
Didn't
like that. Yeah.
he finish second, didn't they? And they ended up sacking him.
They brought in Ralph Rangnick then, didn't they?
Ranić, yeah.
And it didn't go well for him neither, bless him.
Well, player power. Cristiano Ronaldo.
The
Is
first
it
thing Eric Ten
Ronaldo?
Hag did was get rid of him.
Eh? Yeah.
The first
Ten
thing
Hag.
One of the first things he did was get rid of Ronaldo.
Yeah. He must have been. I mean, he must have been super toxic in that dressing room, and they must have all hated him. But you see, he's the man who's got what 7 or 8 Ballon d'Ors, something like that.
Yeah.
And they won't be getting a Ballon d'Or now, will they? Because they've gone to. He's in Saudi Arabia, and Messi's walked away from Ballon d'Or as well this year, only by the sound of it, going to America.
Yeah.
Uh, he won't get the Ballon d'Or. I mean, Inter Milan players can be disappointed and all the rest of it,
Ronaldo.
and that is disappointing for them. But you know, they've put up a spirited performance,
Well, they had
and
chances to equalise as well.
they've squandered the chances more than Man City. More than Man City, I think. They
Mm.
haven't taken any chances, so um, I think they've been beaten there by a lot of skill and a very good dollop of luck there uh,
Yeah.
into Milan. But do you play to try and beat the opponent, or do you play trying not to lose? And that's the conundrum, isn't it, in the cup final? It's going to be a really big uh, trophy celebration. Just waiting for all that to happen. I mean, the amount of staff for Manchester City is just it's phenomenal, isn't it? You've seen all the staff and
Yeah. I know.
coaches and all that.
They've got coaches for coaches, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Have you done? I once did stadium tour shoot, and it's a phenomenal place, absolutely phenomenal. And they're talking about making Etihad even bigger.
Wow.
And the guide who took us there, proper Mancunian fella, really really nice fella. And some of the stuff he was telling us, like these Arab, it's the United Arab Emirates in it that's bankrolling them. Phenomenal. Kevin De Bruyne looks pretty cheesed off that he didn't manage to play a bit more in that game, but it's amazing. Oh yeah.
Jack Grealish looks like he's well out on his feet.
Yeah, Inzaghi looks like he's upset, but he'll live to fight another day, I think.
Well, it's
It's
official, isn't it? The season's officially over now.
officially over now. All done. We could. Will the disabled team take a rest,
Uh,
or are you going to
uh,
keep pumping videos out?
well, what
You got to keep pumping them out, haven't you? Simple as that.
you got finish the people who know us will tell you, Scary, who's known us for the past 2 years. We do it
Ah,
for fun. We do it for
yeah,
fun. We
yeah,
don't do
yeah.
it for any. We don't do it for any
No other
accolades or
reason.
anything like that.
No.
Not interested. And if there's if it's, I mean, there's been times where a big story's broke, and instead of coming and doing the video, I've been sat in room with Mrs. You know what I mean? Because
Ah,
I think sometimes you need time with family. You do. You need. I mean, you do need a lot of time with your family. I mean, I like to do a pre-recorded once a day throughout summer if there's a
yeah.
story what breaks. My wife's just
Mm,
saying, "Well, she thinks you know what I mean, more like five." But you know what I mean. I like to do at least one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you've pumped a couple out today, have you? Is is it one
Two,
or two today?
two.
Two today, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. I thought so. Yeah, yeah. Good for you. I mean, that's what you like doing. That's what you do.
Lee
So yeah,
prefers to do the live shows. The recorded
yeah.
shows do it interesting.
No,
No, he likes
Mhm.
seeing who's in chat and stuff.
Yeah. I think that's the big thing in it for some people. It's the interactivity in it, the being able to speak to other people and voicing
Well,
your
you get more live viewers on a live video than you do a pre-recorded.
yeah. Well, you might do. I don't. It all
Well,
depends, doesn't it?
now,
Like, but
look, by the time we've finished next season now, I'm expecting you to have at least 250, 200.
yeah,
I'll keep pumping it out on my channel as well.
yeah. Well, we keep trying. We keep trying. I mean, I'm just looking at
You go,
actual what it looks like on
you go into a
YouTube.
lot more detail than I do, mate, on videos, your research and stuff. I just speak. I don't. Like you do all your research and now you put your bullet points and stuff like that. I don't. I
Yeah,
just go. I just speak into
yeah.
a camera with no notes or all. And and when I finished it, I can't tell you what the hell I said in that video.
No,
I don't watch them back. I just upload them.
just upload it. Yeah, yeah.
My wife says
I
I
mean,
speak a lot of CRAP.
yeah. I mean, it's different people have different approaches, don't they? I mean, what I do try and do is have a little look, do a bit of reading, uh,
You do it
you
the
know,
right way.
trying to figure stuff out, and like how am I going to present this issue in the most clear possible way that people are going to understand. Um, because the last thing you want to be doing is getting people to watch your video, spend the time, and then they invest that time, and they go away or they stop watching the video because it's confusing. So
Hmm.
I do try, but it's not like I prepare a script. I don't prepare scripts.
No.
I will bullet point stuff like this is what I want to talk about. Bump, 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 bump. And you'll see that with live streams, like when I do the little talk lead show, that this is what I want to talk about. We're going to try and keep it in this order, but that's not guaranteed, and we'll kind of one subject might be affected by another subject, so it'll kind of blend a little bit. That's what happened the other night, anyway. But I enjoy making videos and stuff. I didn't. It's not something I ever thought about doing until that whole COVID thing broke out, and then I had 3 year of that making videos for kids, and I'm like, well, I've made a lot of English videos for my English Learner channel, and then made a lot of videos at school and stuff. So I'm like, well, now I might as well now I've got a bit of time, I can start following my passion for once. Like, yeah, I like making videos. I love Leeds United, so let's go. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's amazing how you sort of stumble into stuff that's is it expected, unexpected. I never expected making videos about Leeds United, but I started really, I think it was about October, and I thought I'll just have a little experiment and see how it goes. And December came along, and that's when one of my that YouTube short uh, had about 1,400 views on it, and it was just literally me going around in club shop. There was no backstory to it or storytelling to it. And I'm like, you know what? If I'd have had a better phone at the time, and I'd have had a decent charge on it, I'd have done quite well out of that day. But it is what it is. The Champions League trophy is now being brought out onto the podium, onto the stand, and as is always tradition, the runners up will come first to get their medals.
Beautiful trophy.
Oh, aye. It is a nice trophy, isn't it?
Well polished.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the Manchester City players and staff are forming a guard of honour
Yeah.
For the Inter Milan team,
Great
and
touch.
they're a good touch from Manchester City. So I don't know whose idea
Great
that is. And
referee.
first of all, it's the match officials. They're getting clapped through the guard of honour, and I think the referees had an outstanding game. And the officials, they've not had too much to do. It started getting a bit heated in the end. But
I think they've
apart
had a
from
good
that,
game of officials. I don't
yeah,
think VAR were used once.
no, I didn't see any VAR worthy decisions or anything like that. I think he got it spot on.
It says up the
But I mean,
fluff on that referee.
well, I was going to mention, he's jacked that referee. He lifted his arm up early. I was like, bloody hell, look at underarms on him.
Yeah. Mine goes south.
Yeah, and now the Inter Milan players and team come through the guard of honour with Pep Guardiola giving them the last person to give them the greetings before they go to the stage and collect the medals. I think it's something you can be proud of, isn't it? Getting to a Champions League final, but when you get there and you don't win it, it must be sickening.
Yeah,
Any cup final.
waking up next morning for knowing that you lost it. Whew,
Yeah,
that'd be painful.
be pretty hard. It's a pretty hard thing to take, isn't it?
See, Man City's been in their position last against Liverpool in final when they lost out to them.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, yeah, you're right, and that's going back a couple of years, isn't it? A few
Mm.
years.
The one thing I will say about the Premier League this season, though, it's going to be very, very highly contested. Some really good managers.
I thought last year was the hardest year I've ever seen, the toughest year, and I think next year it'll be even more competitive.
I think
It'll
so. I think
it,
so.
it'll be so because the signings that are going on. You have a resurgent Liverpool team who had a bad start. They've gone and got that McAllister World Cup winner from Brighton. I think
£35 million, isn't it? Or 45?
that's
Is it
at
35 or
35.
45?
It's been well. It started off. They thought it was 50, didn't they? But it ended up being done deal over the line at 35. And he sat there thinking, "You've just signed a World Cup winner for 35 million quid." A guy who's like the engine of a midfield, and I mean, compare him to like, I mean, I know it plays a totally different role to Messi, but I mean the amount of money, the monetary difference is phenomenal,
Crazy. But do you
isn't
know
it?
Brighton will already have a player lined up to replace him?
Yeah,
It's mad.
yeah, a decent. But you see, that's the difference between a well-run club and a poorly run club. And Leeds have been poor. We've been a poorly run club, haven't we? I think this year.
Yeah.
I think that's the major contributor to where we why we are where we are now.
Guardiola getting his winners medal.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about these officials. Have you seen it? I mean, I assume they're all FIFA bods and sponsorship people. There's no celebrity, right? Is there? Terrific achievement for Man City. I'm so pleased for them. Yeah, Riyad Mahrez. Did he even get a run out, Mahrez, tonight?
No.
I don't think he did he? I mean that bench that they had, Man City, my God.
So if you won't mind half of them players at Leeds, would you?
Oh, cue off. Unbelievable.
Montego Moreno got a medal. Carson with his grey hair. Ireland.
Yeah.
Walker were injured, wasn't he? Bless him.
Who's that? Sorry, Carl Walker.
Walker, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you idiot! You almost cost Man City a goal.
Yeah, he did.
De Bruyne, Captain De Bruyne, really good.
Doesn't bother kissing the trophy or anything like that. De Bruyne, complete
Good
pro.
man,
That no messing about.
big step for him. Look at this. There he goes. Look,
And it's is it Gundogan? Is it to lift the trophy? Picks
yeah.
up the trophy from the plinth, takes it over to the team. There's a little bounce and stuff. Pep's just sat there, just had watching it all go on at the front, and the fireworks go off, and Manchester is blue, Europe is blue, and
Istanbul
Manchester
is blue.
City are the champions of Europe in a blue Istanbul. That'll be one for YouTube shorts to rub Man United fans up wrong way tomorrow, won't it?
Oh, there'll be loads tonight. There'll be loads on tonight. Reactions.
Yeah, I bet there's
No,
a
I,
few
I
on.
won't be doing, but I've done a good show with Gary.
Terrific. We've had a good evening.
I've enjoyed that. I have. I've enjoyed that.
Nice,
Nice,
yeah.
relaxed.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about Leeds, and what did you think to thumbnail today?
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well,
like the white. I like the white outline right players. I think that looks really good.
the what?
The white outline shadow around the players. The white
Yeah. Oh,
one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's supposed to be. Believe it or not, it's supposed to be a silver. Is that?
Mm.
It's supposed to be silver, and I was just looking at it. I'm looking at it now on screen, just thinking back to it. Like you don't know how many times I tried to make that bloody thumbnail.
Loads.
The computer kept like freezing when I was dealing with Manchester City logo. I don't know. There must be a problem with that Man City logo. It kept causing me all sorts of trouble. But it took me nearly an hour to make that. tonight. We're all faffing
Wow.
about. So yeah, I've got to say I'm pretty proud, pretty proud of my work with that one. So you never know. Stu, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me,
You're
and
welcome, Gary. You're welcome. Thanks for
it's
having us.
been absolutely fantastic. And congratulations to Manchester City. This is Stuart from the disabled team. I'm Gary from Watch Along Leeds, and if you enjoy the stream, uh, later on I'll update the description and put the links in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, enjoy the close season, and we'll see you next time. Stu?
Yeah, thank you everyone for joining us in chat, keeping us company. Great win for Man City. Please subscribe to Watch Along Leeds. It's and watch some of his videos back, not just Watch Alongs, but where he talks about the insights of what's happening at Leeds. He does a lot of research, a hell of a lot of research, and you know it's the well worth a watch. I promise you.
Thanks, Stu. Take care, everyone.
Take care,
Cheerio.
everybody. Bye bye now.
Bye.